a wonderful victory on May 8th, on the 8th of May. How many more days to go? 3 more days to go to the wonderful Labour Party victory. You pass a point, messieurs, mesdames. You pass a point. But Labour is winning again. Here in La Plaine, we are voting Labour again. Labour!
When the lightning thunder, sun or rain, we voting Labour again. We voting Labour again. We voting Labour again. Whether earthquake, tsunami or hurricane, we voting Labour again. Hey. Labour rights at home and abroad. 5 more years. Hey. Yeah, man. The plans and policies of the Labour Party, those are things I never see. Care for the elderly and for people of this country, those are things I never see. So I'm calling on the people from the least to grandfather, come with me, let us go back Labour. If you want to see progress, don't give yourself stress, come with me and let us go Labour. Go to Labour again. Go to Labour again. Where the lightning thunder, sun or rain, we go to Labour again. We go to Labour again. We go to Labour again. Where the earthquake, tsunami or hurricane, we go to Labour again. Hey, Labour power. Hey, hey, bah. Hey. The housing revolution going on in my nation, those are things I never see. A university graduate in every home, those are things I never see. The new hospital powered by geothermal, the Rosa Promenade and the Stop Transport Complex. All this is testimony of a leader who can come with me. Let us vote back Labour. Vote for Labour again. Vote for Labour again. Where the lightning thunder, sun or rain, we vote for Labour again. We vote for Labour again. Rosa Valley, we vote for Labour again. Where the earthquake, tsunami or hurricane, we vote for Labour again. South Street, Labour rights. Wave your right. Whatever red you have in your hand, red, give it. Ça qui conseille ou quand un cheval gros bouquet, pas que j'aime, et de chaise. 365 jours à dormir, chaise n'en est ou qu'à babiller, gardez ou pas yon côté. Ou qu'à qui est pour élection, actuellement élection vivée, gardez ou qu'à nous blaguer. Mais je vois que vivez, là les vacances disaient encore, moi les ouais, maman, ça ou que faire. Faut qu'il les border, faut qu'il les border. Where the lightning thunder, sun or rain, we go to Labour again. We go to Labour again. We go to Labour again. La Plaine, we go to Labour again. Where the lightning thunder, sun or rain, we go to Labour again. We go to Labour again. Where the earthquake, tsunami or hurricane.
That's right, that's right. Let them know it that in La Plaine, Puerto and Dennis, we voting Labour again. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Good evening, Plaine. You ready? Are you? Yes, good night. The Dominica Labour Party victory train is here in Plaine tonight. And Labourites are happy. C'est les autres là, you're désolé. Mais nous pas mêlés, messieurs, mesdames. We're getting ready for the Labour Party victory on Monday. Labour! It's always a wonderful, wonderful privilege to be here in the Plaine constituency. And from what I am seeing, if the people that we have here tonight are just from Plaine, Delis and Boetica, well, we vote in Labour again in Delis. Make some noise! Yes. And from what I understand, hundreds are heading down from Granby and Pedit Savan, coming to join you in a while. So we know, brothers and sisters, that all across Dominica, we are voting Labour again. Soon enough, brothers and sisters, the political leader of the Dominica Labour Party, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, will join us here tonight. Parce que, messieurs, mesdames, ini moun ki ka menti. Yes, we will hear about that tonight. The lies that they have been telling us. But tonight, as we begin our program, we want to pay tribute to our country. We want to pay tribute to Dominica. So I invite you to stand at attention as we invite Roselle Vigilant to sing the national anthem. Roselle.
I love beauty, I love splendor, I'll too also sweet and fair. All must surely gaze in wonder at thy gifts so rich and rare. Rivers, valleys, hills and mountains, all these gifts we do extol. Healthy land so like all fountains, giving cheer that warms the soul. Dominica, God has blessed thee with a clime benign bright, pastures green and flowers of beauty, filling all with pure delight. And all people strong and healthy, full of godly reverent fear, may we ever seek to praise thee for these gifts so rich and rare. Come ye forward, sons and daughters of this gem beyond compare. Strive for honor, sons and daughters, to the right be firm, be fair. Toil with hearts and hands and voices, we must prosper, sound the call in which everyone rejoices, all for each and each for all.
Labour! Labour! Thank you, Roselle. Beautifully done there tonight by Miss Roselle Vigilant. And as we continue to pay tribute, let us give God the glory and the praise tonight. And we call to the podium Alex Sejan to lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. Our Father, our God, we bless you tonight. God Almighty, we exalt your name. We declare that you are God, and besides you, there is none other. We declare that you are the Lord, high and lifted. And God, tonight we join in lifting you up in this place. We thank you, Father, O God, for your blessings upon our lives and upon our nation. We thank you, Father, O God, for all that you have done for us. And Father, O God, we recognize your might and your power in this place tonight. And so we humbly bow before you. And Father, as we bow before you, we ask in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ that you, O God, would take control of this environment tonight. We ask, Father, O God, that you take control, that your will would be done in this place. Father, we ask in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ that your blessings would abound upon your people. We ask, Heavenly Father, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, that even now you'd surround us on every side. We ask, Father, O God, that you'd surround your people like a mighty cloud. We ask that every work of the enemy would be bound this very moment. So we take the authority that you have given to us in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and we bind every spirit of violence. We bind every spirit that is not of you, every spirit that is contrary to your will. We bind them now. We bind every work of evil, and we declare, Father, O God, that your name will be magnified in this place tonight. Father, we declare that your name will be continued to be magnified in our nation. We ask, Father, O God, that your name would be magnified in our government. So, Father, let your name be glorified tonight. We declare tonight that your kingdom come and your will be done in this place. We bless you in Jesus' name.
Thank you, brother. Let the people say amen. Amen. Yeah, thank you very much. As I said earlier on, it is great to be in Plaine tonight in Winnie's Junction. And we are here to declare that on the 8th of December, Peter Sejan will be re-elected the parliamentary representative of the Plaine constituency. Labour! We're voting Labour again. Let me just ask our local speakers, Derek Senville and Loretta Smith, to come on stage so that you can get ready to deliver your solidarity messages tonight. Loretta Smith and Derek Senville, please make your way to the stage. Just to remind you, brothers and sisters, tomorrow Saturday night, we are headed to the Rosa Central constituency at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium to celebrate with our brother Alvin Bernard, and out of Jamaica, Morgan Heritage. You gotta be there for that. And then on Sunday, join the mother of all motorcades and ensure that you organize yourselves here in Plaine to join up with the Grand Fond constituency as we all head to the Castle Bruce playing field on Sunday to culminate our campaign for 2014. So make sure that you are part of that. Brothers and sisters, we want to bring to the podium a woman who will welcome us officially here tonight. Make some noise and welcome Talifa Charles.
Are you ready? Are you?
Hello, labor rights. I stand tonight to welcome you officially to this beautiful side of Dominica. Labour Party candidates, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, labor rights from Plaine, labor rights from Dailies, labor rights from Boetica. Is Dailies in the house? Is Boetica in the house? Let's hear it if Plaine is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Plaine constituency, which is made up of Dailies, Boetica, and Plaine. I am very proud to do this tonight. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to you. A special welcome to the Dominicans who reside overseas, the diaspora, who've made it their responsibility to be here to execute their constitutional and democratic rights to vote on the elections on Monday. We love Dominica. We care about Dominica. And that's why we are here to ensure that Dominica remains on the right path. We are happy with what we've seen. We are happy with what we've heard. We are happy with Peter Saint-Jean. We are happy with the Dominica Labour Party under the leadership of Roosevelt Skerritt. And that is why we are here. So whether our name is on the list or not on the list, we are here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no time for joking around and playing around. This is serious business for our country. And therefore, on Monday, December the 8th, let us all go out in large numbers and vote for Peter Saint-Jean. Place that X by the shoe and return to office the next parliamentary representative for the Plaine constituency, Peter Saint-Jean, and the Dominica Labour Party. You know, I met a lady from St. Lucia a couple weeks ago, and we had a conversation, and she said, Caesar Pavle Skerritt voye banu. I told her, don't hold her breath, because we are not sending him anywhere. Labour! Labour! We love you, Plaine. We love you, Boetica. The Dominica Labour Party loves this constituency. So I'm asking you tonight, if you want to see Dominica continue to make progress, you want to see development for this area and the country on a whole, if you want a better future for your children and your children's children, we are going to vote the Dominica Labour Party and Peter Saint-Jean. again, welcome to La Plaine constituency. Welcome to Delis. Welcome to Boetica. Enjoy the friendly smiles. Have a great time. And we'll see you at the polls on Monday. Labour! 5 more years. Thank you very much.
For we want the best for Dominica. 5 more years. 5 more years. It's 5 more years.
Thank you, Sister Talifa Charles. And from her accent, I realize that she is from the diaspora. And she has come back home to support Peter Sejan. Ebe Kiyovle, Kiyopavle, Munukade Son, Pufini Sipateno, Labour! They cannot stop it because they too are bringing people down to support them on Monday. So it cannot be good for them and not good for us. So Munukade Son, Pufini Vote Banu. And that is the power of the Dominica Labour Party. So we want to thank Sister Charles for coming here to welcome us here tonight. But you know, I am sure it have people there from somewhere else. It cannot be La Plaine, Boetica, and Delis people alone are there. So if you're from Grand Four, let me hear you. The Grand Four people are there, let me hear you. Monjon. Rivière Cyric. Where are you? Where are the people from Petit Savan? Those from Grand Bay? But I can't understand that. Peter, you're doing something in the place. Peter, you're doing something. Somebody make some noise. Well, let us see if it's true. If you're from Delis, let me hear you. Yes. If you're from Boetica, let me hear you. Somebody missing. If you're from Casgary, let me hear you. Laron. Anybody from La Plaine? Happy tonight, very, very happy, because we know that by 6 o'clock on Monday, the La Plaine seat will be counted again for the Dominica Labour Party. Labour! Let them know it, let them know it, let them know it, and they can feel it. But we know what we have in Peter Sejan. We know what we have in Roosevelt Skerrit, and we know what we have in the Dominica Labour Party. So that is why it's 5 more years for Peter Sejan, 5 more years for Roosevelt Skerrit, 5 more years for the Dominica Labour Party. Let them know it, brothers and sisters. I want to bring to the podium a gentleman who has supported Labour for a long time. A gentleman who continues to support Peter Sejan, who knows the value of the representation that Peter Sejan continues to give to the La Plaine constituency. Bringing solidarity message tonight. Let us welcome to the podium Derek Senville!
When the lightning thunder, sun or rain, Labour again. Thank you very much, Mr. Ed. Thank you very much. Labour rights! Are you there? Oh boy, thank you very much. Let me first say welcome to our candidates here. We have Pebush of Mr. Ostri, River Cyric, we have Mr. Stevenson. La Plaine, we have Honorable Peter Sejan. And all the other guests. Mr. Aaron, good night to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to vote back Labour? Labour! Let me tell you something. As I told you last night, a lot of people branding Lugar's UWP. Because so that is a mistake in life, eh? Because I know I cannot support an organization of deceit, of hate, of malice, of blasphemy. I cannot support these guys. I stand in solidarity with Honorable Peter Sejan, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party. You know why I do this? It's because of the plans, the programs, and the policies of the Dominica Labour Party. Because I have seen what they are doing. And I can understand where Dominica was and where it is today. Magwesa, in the Munki Gwawi, in the Munki Koshowi. Because I'm telling you, some of them, they know they are not going to sit down there. They know their vote will not be counted. Because they're not going to get representation. They continue every time for 15 years. People's Parliament. Not in the House of Assembly. You have to discuss the matters of the country. So Dominicans who are not read, not seeing the light, Pamela Avayo, one thing I telling them, we vote in Labour. Vote in Labour again. Yes. Vote in Labour again. When I like Clinton, son of red, vote in Labour. Let me tell you something. I want you people outside there to remember that the United Workers' Party government was not formed when Dominica was leader of a party. It was formed because of greed. Because Eddie James wanted money. And Eugenia Charles said, piracy. He decided, well, I'm going to make my party. And from the time Edison James formed the United Workers' Party, it's lies and more lies and more lies and more lies. From the time they come in the midst of freedom and labor, they have never set a good record for nothing. So I'm calling on you people here in Plaine. You have a candidate represented the United Workers' Party. Reject the man. Because the man has not done anything for you. Nothing at all for the constituency. You have a young man that have energy. He don't take Red Bull. He don't take no energy drink, and the man have energy. You see the man tonight, they are watching the TV, and the man stand up in a meeting, and the man kube in we, the man tremble in we. When Mr. go in parliament and represent you, is not sleep, the man going to fall asleep. And how are we going to defend you? How are we going to get nothing for you? Is their custom of just walking out of parliament and think they're fooling you, the people of Dominica. I want to call on the people of Plaine, the parents of Plaine who have children and who want to see well for their children. You cannot afford to vote for the United Workers' Party. Underwater problems you're looking for. You cannot put them on there. You cannot waste your vote, the people of the constituency. Look at what is happening around you. You see me? I'm not in this for myself. I have no children going to school. I have grandchildren. So I am telling you, I'm not in this thing for me to gain nothing. You know what I want to gain? Is the people of Dominica, the children of Dominica, the health sector, everything that you could think about, I want it for my people. I don't looking for silver. I don't looking for position. Some of the fellas around the bus drivers say, they buy me. You cannot buy the Lugers because the Lugers say it how it is. You cannot buy me. So ladies and gentlemen, Boetica, Delis, and Plaine, listen to Lugers. You know Lugers for a long time. You know I'm a struggling man. I try my best to make sure I survive. You have what you have. You have house. You have a little money in the bank. You sleeping well. Ou ka manje yon pe ou even amo wiu. Ou ka boui figou. Ou ka fa bagay. Sa ou le encore enfant ka l'école. Le yo vie sa ou tweet. Yo ka manje. Don't let these guys come and fool you. And there are some returning Dominicans and Plainians and Boeticans and Delicians who want to come and tell you that the Labour Party not doing nothing. Shut them up. Because you have pay taxes. They did not pay the levy. For us to go back on the levy again? No way. No way. No way. I want you all to understand that about the Workers' Party. Edison James never make a good decision. From the time he go point me that, Papa God say X. And look at it. Give me a little silence. Give me a little silence. Look at it for all yourself. From the time Edison James went to Plaine to worship the sun, we had to make the savannah by the Plaine River, and right now, Singuela have cows in it. From the time he got there, Papa God did him X. And what you observe, down the board they go in. Down the board, let me tell you, this is their last chance. And they will try to do it any cost. Any means necessary, they'll try. But we as Labourites, let us talk to their supporters in peace and love. Let us make them to understand what at stake in this constituency. Let us make them to understand what at stake in this country. We cannot afford to lose ourselves and afford those hooligans, those backbiters, demonic man. When your leader can promise to take out anointing, you is God, then Papa Bonti. You is God. You is God. I meet Brother Peter and I tell Brother Peter Augustine something like that. You know what Peter tell me? Derek, don't even worry, Mr. and them. Mr. don't even have to see the chair of the Prime Minister. You call in the bishop a kind of a blood sucker. Man, let me tell you something. When you vying for office of the Prime Minister, you must be humble. You must have integrity. They're crying integrity. But it's more vested in their head like that. And I'm calling on you. And I'm calling on you to support the Dominica Labour Party, headed by Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, and also Peter Sejean, who will take this seat back to the Labour Party. Labour car to avoid. Give it to them.
Labour again. Go to Labour again. When the lightning thunder, sun or rain, go to Labour again.
Hold on. They tell them, whatever your parent give you, take it. But let me tell you something. You know, when you take in something, and you taking it because you have to take it, you don't need it. You must be careful, because the Father doesn't make mistake. So when you take it and you do what you want, your conscience will continue to beat you for a long, 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 long time. People of La Plaine, mothers, fathers, let me tell you something. Vote, parents, vote for the Labour Party. If you want to take out stress, because Mr. Promise to take out the bus that bringing your children to school. Let me tell you something. You know how many times parents come and tell bus driver, thank God, Papa Monje, Mokadu mercy le amo vini ada segubelman kila. Because I telling you, a lot of parents could not pay. A lot of parents were owing bus drivers a lot. Your livelihood, the banana industry, is Edison James that kill it. You are getting 44 cents. When Edison leave, it was 11th century. 11th century, Magwesa. He leave money, and let me tell you something. I must tell you this one. Because the United Workers' Party owing millions, you know, to merchants in Dominica. They owing millions, you know. Prime Minister Skerrit bail out the banana industry by 34 million. But workers have on their hand. C'est pas ça qui ont servi, vous savez. C'est baril. Eh bien, là, yon plein poche, nou. Fontaine, kamete koui, ikadi maladi maon. You forgetting Peter Carbon of Wesley? He used to come down every month. I used to work in the airport. I used to see him. I used to tell him, boy, you making your money up there, and when month when you come in for it, we. He tell me, no, man. I said, don't tell me, no, man. Is that all you be workers? You be under what a problem. So let me caution you people. I'm going to end by saying and by exhorting you, people of La Plaine, people who are undecided voters, please consider yourself. When you go home tonight, allez à genoux, allez, pied cabanou, et bien crier bon Dieu pour moutouer ou chimer à on pour pas. Vinili 8, 2014. I am exhorting you, my people. Vote for Peter Sejean. Tell Ron Green, your time is over. No more time for you. We want Peter Sejean, Roosevelt Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. La Plaine.
Thank you, Brother Lucas. And you know, later on in the program, Brother Lucas will be back here on stage. I don't know if you have enough voice to do that, but he will be back here to entertain us together with Asa Banton. So we're going to have a wonderful night tonight. Yes, absolutely. So La Plaine is on fire tonight. Fire with the burning pepper. Somebody got to run tonight. Yes. Labour! Thank you. More solidarity messages here this evening. And we want to call on Onika to bring us a solidarity message from the La Plaine constituency. Somebody make some noise!
Labour! It is indeed a pleasure to stand there on this platform in solidarity and profound support to talk on behalf of my pal rep, Peter Sejean, and to help express my deepest thoughts about the magnificent work he has done and will continue to do throughout this constituency on December 8th and beyond. Labour! This servant of the people and anointed man of God has been focused and keeps steering his ship in all the right directions. He sees productive no matter the difficulty challenges he faces. With our youth in mind, he has boldly stood firm with focus and on their well-being and our well-being wholeheartedly and on their future. He don't only have his constituency in mind, but the whole of Dominica. In regards to early childhood education, NEP, better schools, bus fee transfer, tuition for colleges and university education, and much more. This man has given all his and everything for our children and our children's future. No wonder he is so small in size. We need to also stress a bit on the bus fee transfer and see it as it is, an eye-opening to us, single parents, and a long-term support to our families. Going down memory lane, I can remember when my brother and I was attending high school, and there were days where I did not, or other schoolmates would hitch ride, or we would say like, we don't pay our school fees and the buses would not even be able to carry us to town because our parents owe money. So we would have to at least miss a day of school or hitch ride, or maybe just don't go to school at all. Our parents would ask for a little extension to ask the bus drivers, no, give us a little time because our people from overseas maybe send money too late, or maybe they, as my parents, were working on the road under UWP and could not get paid. So therefore, our children, their children, were suffering. And I can recall my parents, when they not getting paid on time, that when the Dominica Labour Party came in power, everything was seized. We did not have to struggle anymore. Now we are done with that. No longer do we have to go through this embarrassment. Thank you for Peter Seja and the Dominica Labour Party. Labour! Our children no longer have to struggle or be embarrassed by bus drivers anymore. Bus drivers these days can now apply for vehicular loans. The banks can trust that their loans will be paid on time. At our schools, our children are well seated, comfort zone, I tell you. New computer rooms, proper washrooms facilities, not forgetting the school feeding programs. Nowadays, is laptop by there, tablet by there. Our internet children are promising and performing better at schools because they can now fend for their schools and their education. Don't bite the hands that feed you laborites. Do not bite the hands that feed you laborites. If we want to achieve and do away with poverty, our key is to educate ourselves. And that is why the Honorable Peter Seja and the Dominica Labour Party should be voted another time in Dominica come December 8th. Labour! I am a single parent with an income from 500 to 1,002. I have 2 children attending high schools at a time, plus bills and other expenditures. I could not make ends meet, but the government of Dominica and Peter Seja have seen it fit and have helped us single parents and have us in mind. They have also considered us as pillars in this country. They know our problems. They see our tears. They hear our cries. And God have answered our prayers. Labour! A wise lady once said, and I quote, although incredibly rewarding, receiving a child can be one of the most challenging tasks on earth. As a single parent, those challenges increase. But with God's help and wisdom from His word, you can be a parent He's called you to be. My fellow single parents of the constituency and Dominica on hold, in the next few days, let us take some time and ponder and ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Do we want to remain in opposition? Do we want our children to remain in poverty? Don't we want to continue to identify families and individuals and guide them to opportunities for enriching their families? Don't we want the right or to right the wrongs of the past and strive to wipe out ignorance, poverty, and injustice in Dominica? No longer do we have to live or hide in our communities because of what our forefathers did. Don't we want to see, or yes, we care, our NEP, bus fee transfer, high school, college tuition, and university continue? If we do, then let us from now on and beyond stand in solidarity and vote back in government Honorable Peter Seja and the Dominica Labour Party. In closing, I want to quote a few words from the scripture. Romans 12, 3-8. For by the grace given he, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself none highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the measure of faith God has given you. Just as each of us has one body with many members, and many members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we are many from one body, and each member belongs to all the others. We have different gifts according to the grace given us. If a man's gift is prophesying, let him use it to be a portion of his gift in prophesying. Let him use it as a portion of his faith. If it is serving, let him serve. It is teaching, let him teach. If it is encouraging, let him encourage. If it is contributing to the needs of others, let him give generously. If it's leadership, let him govern diligently. If it's showing mercy, let him do it cheerfully. Labor! Thank you.
Let me see your hands power. The Labour power. La Plaine. Let me go. Hey, no green zone, 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 no green zone.
Thank you, Sister Onika. Recently we had a national meeting in Delhi, and a young man who came from a UWP background came and pledged his solidarity and his support for Honorable Peter Seja. This is the constituency where we have been seeing a whole lot of converts. A number of people who supported the United Workers' Party have now recognized the leadership of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit and Peter Seja and have come on board. And we salute them and welcome them to the family of Labour. Tonight, we have the recorded speech of Wendell Pascal in Delhi. Let us take a listen to what Wendell Pascal, a former supporter of the United Workers' Party, had to say. Wendell. We seem to be having some technical difficulty. But if I remember clearly, Wendell was really talking about how Peter Seja had contributed significantly towards his education and the education of so many in the constituency. When we get to that, we will come back. But brothers and sisters, I want to bring another solid Labour woman to the podium. A woman who has supported Peter Seja and who continues to do so. Let us welcome to the podium Sister Loretta Smith.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Labour. Good evening, Labourites of La Plaine, Dalis, and Boetica. And thank you to those who have come to support us. I stand here this evening as a proud supporter of Peter Seja. I stand here as a young person who is interested in the development of other young persons. And I have seen what Peter Seja has done for this constituency and for the young people of this constituency. And tonight I say there is no turning back. We are going all the way with Peter Seja. Labour! Tonight, on behalf of all the young people of La Plaine, Dalis, and my community, Boetica, we send a solid thank you to Peter Seja for what he has done for us and what we are sure he is going to do for the constituency. This is a man who has gone throughout the communities. He knows every home. He knows every track. He knows the concerns of all his people. He doesn't concentrate on, well, I'll come to Boetica and we'll just go by those who supporting me. No. Peter Seja is at the home of all his constituents. He listens to his constituents. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what we need in this constituency. A man who can listen, a man who cares, a man who has educated persons and who knows the benefits of having a good education. We do not want someone to just come and say, well, I'm their pal rep. If I feel like coming to the house today, I'll come. If I don't feel like it, I will walk out. We do not want anybody to walk out on our constituency. Labour! And tonight, the people of La Plaine, Dalis, and Boetica, I would like to tell you, if you have not made up your mind, Monday is just a blink away. Put your X by the shoe. Put your X next to the name of Peter Seja. A vote for Peter Seja is a vote for development, not only to our constituency, but to the entire country of Dominica. So those of you who are undecided, tonight I am telling you, you do not have another option. We have one choice in this constituency, and we will stand solidly with Peter Seja and the Dominica Labour Party and Roosevelt Skerrit as Prime Minister. There is no turning back in this constituency. Labour! And tonight, I am happy to see my fellow young people here tonight. I am happy to see you. It shows that our country is headed in the right direction. We know what we want, and we have young supporters who can see the benefits of having a man on the ground. So, as I leave you tonight, I want you to say, hold strong. Hold strong to your neighbor. Hold strong to your friends. Because we know they are trying to prick us this last couple days. But we will stay strong. We have stayed strong for the past 4 years. And we will continue to stay strong with the Dominica Labour Party. Ladies and gentlemen, good night and keep the faith. Labour!
For Dominica, 5 more years, 5 more years.
And yes, those are solid words there from Sister Loretta. We know what Peter Seja has done, not only for the La Plaine constituency, but for Dominica. This is the man that has led the education revolution in our country. And Dominica is proud of Peter Seja, much less for you here in La Plaine. This is a man to be proud of for the work that he has done. Et messieurs, mesdames, si bon, dis bon. Haïtien, mais dis d'un blanc. Peter ka travail, messieurs, mesdames. And that is why, if it is a good man, you must keep him. Peter has done well, not only for his constituency, but for the country. And so we want Peter Seja back in Parliament to continue the work that he has started. I was telling you earlier on about Wendell Pascal, a young man who was a former supporter of the United Workers' Party and who has recognized that the Dominica Labour Party is the best thing for the La Plaine constituency and Dominica. And it is always good to hear from the people who have come across to the Dominica Labour Party about their experience in the United Workers' Party and what they have searched for and found in the Dominica Labour Party. Let us now listen to Wendell Pascal.
Good evening to the Honorable Prime Minister. Good evening to my parliamentary representative and other parliamentary representatives. It is a real pleasure and delight for me to make this short statement at tonight's meeting. I am coming from a background where all I know is UWP. A background where I was taught to be a part of a strategy of lies and untruths. And to execute those even if they were not merited. Most of those targeted at Honorable Peter Seja, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party. Ladies and gentlemen, enough is enough. I can no longer participate in this underhanded tactics of the United Workers' Party. Let me tell every young person here tonight, every young person in this constituency and around Dominica, do not be taken by the lies and innuendos and the unjust accusations of the United Workers' Party. Please do not. I am not here to talk about the many things that Honorable Peter Seja has done for this constituency. Not about the water project for DLCs, or the many road build in the constituency of La Plaine, Botica, and DLCs. Not about the Dailies and La Plaine schools, which are in pristine conditions. Not even the care for the elderly. Things that the United Workers' Party knows nothing about. Or the support of fertilizers and inputs for our farmers, including the young men and women farmers, by Honorable Peter Seja and Roosevelt Skerrit of the Dominica Labour Party, who has supported them through thick and thin. As a young person, I am here to warn you young people of this constituency, stay away from the United Workers' Party. Stay away from the United Workers' Party and Alex Linton. I know how the United Workers' Party think. If you want to stay in poverty, support them. If you want to stay uneducated, support them. Wake up, young people. Stop living in denial. Stop believing in lies and come on board with Honorable Peter Seja, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party. I have made that change, and I'm glad that I did. It is not about what your parents want anymore. We, young people, are an enlightened generation. It is not about self-preservation or Dominica United Workers' Party. It is about our Commonwealth of Dominica and moving forward. Forward ever, backward never. Let me say that I've come to realize that in spite of all the lies and untruth targeted at Peter Session, he has started the course. He has stayed on target and helped the young people of Plaine, Botica and Dalis. He is a much nicer person than a lot of people may think. I personally know that. He genuinely helps people. I have looked at Honorables Peter Session and the agenda for the young people of this constituency, and I admire that. We have the statistics to show. Peter Session, Roosevelt Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party has supported youth, including those under the NEP. He has educated the youth. We have over 30 young people out there studying because of Peter Session, Roosevelt Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party. Direct intervention. I want to have that opportunity. I want the young people to have this opportunity to vote Peter Session, a man who doesn't discriminate. He has supported it, even those who hate. He has supported their children and their families. The Labour Party will continue to take us forward, and I stand in support of that. I know I will be targeted, but guess what? I don't care. I will no longer be ungrateful to Karen Peter Session and the Labour Party. Please, young people, save our future. Save our Dominica and support Honorable Peter Session, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party. Rise up, young people. Rise up and be part of this change. Rise up and be part of this wonderful experience with Peter Session and the winning team of the Dominica Labour Party. God bless, and I thank you. Labour!
5 more years.
That was Brother Wendell Pascal out there in Dalis recently. And certainly a solid and a powerful message there from a young man who recognized how the Dominica Labour Party has contributed to the development of this constituency. And, you know, there are a number of people whose eyes are still closed, who still cannot see. There are a number of people whose ears are closed, who still cannot hear. Well, let those who have eyes, let them see. And those who have ears, let them hear. Because the Dominica Labour Party has changed lives, has improved this country. You know, and last night I was saying to the people of Botica, that, you know, sometimes they try to make us believe that we did not grow up in this country. They try to make us believe that we did not live in this country all our lives, that we did not know where Dominica came from and where it is today. Messieurs, mesdames, Dominique, j'ai avancé about Roosevelt Skerrit. Dominica has changed. That is the change. And it has changed for the better under the Dominica Labour Party. And nobody can deny that. There is so much that our country has benefited from. And, you know, tonight we have to pay tribute to our many friends in other countries who have come to Dominica's assistance. Because we were in a place in 2002 and in 2003 where Dominica was on the brink of collapse. Where Dominica was, you know, in a very, very bad place. And there were many countries, many friendly nations that came to our help under the leadership of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. And one of those countries is China. And we will always stand in solidarity with the Chinese government and the Chinese people and support the One China policy, no matter what they say. And there might be those who might want to take that away from us, but we say no to them. That we have benefited tremendously from our friendship with the Chinese people and the Chinese government. We have benefited from the One China, from our support for the One China policy, and we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to support the Venezuelan government. We'll continue to support the Moroccans. We'll continue to support all our friends who have come to our assistance in times of need and have held our hands and helped us as we continue on our development path. So even if they come and they try to paint it and they try to say maybe we will, we as the Dominica Labour Party, we're not in maybe. We say we will, and our word is our bond, and we will continue to support what is right for the Dominica Labour Party and for the Commonwealth of Dominica. So we're on the right track. We're headed to a massive victory on Monday, and you and I will be celebrating on Monday around this time when we will ensure that the Dominica Labour Party will be victorious again. At this point in time, brothers and sisters, I want to bring a lady to the podium, a woman who has been a leader in every right. A woman who has been a teacher for many years and who has been a trade unionist. A woman who now leads the women's arm of the Dominica Labour Party and is doing so very well. A woman who is a mother. A woman who is a church leader. A woman who is a politician, a strong lady coming from the Rosa South constituency. Let us welcome Sister Sonia Williams.
Brought you so much pain and tears. Now they want to return again to bring you frustration and pain. Dominica, Dominica in red. I'm happy you have.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Labour! Labour Katwavai. Good evening to Honorable Peter Seja, my friend and colleague for a number of years, and Mrs. Seja. We have the other candidates from the other constituencies. I bring you greetings from the Roseau South constituency. And let me tell you something. They want the Roseau South constituency. But Roseau South ain't going nowhere. And the constituency of Plaine ain't going nowhere either. I bring you greetings too from the executive of the Labour Women's Organization. And the women of Labour are very, very strong women. Tonight, I want us to listen very, very carefully, because we are just a short time away from December 8th, 2014. And I want to ask you two questions tonight. The constituents of Plaine, Bwetika, and Delis. Who is Peter Seja, and why are you voting for Peter Seja? Now, you should be able to answer those two questions better than I can. But I will tell you what I know. I know he's a good man. I know he's someone who has dedicated the prime of his life to his people as a teacher, a preacher, a community leader, and as a parliamentary representative. He's passionate about everything that he does, especially in service to his people. I have witnessed that because of my association with him. Education is the gateway out of poverty. And educated people is an asset to any nation or any country. And Peter Seja has put great effort in ensuring that Dominican children are educated. And that includes the children of Plaine, Bwetika, and Delis. Brothers and sisters, the election is about serious business. And for this election, we are not going back to the deep, dark days of the United Workers' Party, between 1995 and 1999, which led us to salary cuts, job loss, stabilization levy, and high interest loans and large debts. This election decides whether we will continue to reap the benefits which we have enjoyed from our foreign relations with friendly governments. Relations which have been successfully negotiated by our skillful Prime Minister, Roosevelt Skerrit. The election is about continuation of our children's education with assistance in textbooks and uniforms, school transfer grants, transportation to and from school to ensure our children's safety, school and exam fees, and so much more. This election is about not putting our country in the hands of power-hungry, jobless, unscrupulous, greedy men and women whose sole purpose is to put their sticky fingers in the treasury. This election is about protecting the integrity and image of our country on the regional and international front. This election is about continued progress and development in Dominica, about stability in our country, and about love of country. This election is about men and women who love Dominica and her people, who have made sacrifices to ensure that all shall eat. This election is about voting the Dominica Labour Party into government by a landslide victory, because Labour can't survive. This election is about leadership, because leadership is everything. And again, I pose that question to us Labourites. I have done it before, and I am going to do it again. Do you want Lennox Linton, a self-acclaimed, no-face, bold-faced, armed and dangerous, uneducated, arrogant, political novice who threatens the democracy of our beautiful country? Or do you want Roosevelt Skerrit, who is prayerful, educated, wise, compassionate, caring, loving, a great negotiator, well-respected, highly favored? We want to tell Lennox Linton that our parents and grandparents, our senior citizens, have their dignity. The Yes We Care program restored that dignity to our senior citizens and our elderly. Come on, Labourites, I have given you a choice. Take your pick. Make your choice. A wise choice. I also want us to look at our two local leaders. We have Honorable Peter Sensha on one side, and we have Ron Green on the other side. And because this election is about leadership, we also have to look at our community leaders. Look at the two candidates who have put themselves up for election in the Plaine constituency. Ron Green versus Peter Sensha. Let us leave out the looks and the age and other physical features. Let us look at commitment, stability, honesty, love for people, especially the youth. And let us look at contribution to community. Now we're talking about honesty, and let us not forget that Ron Green and the United Workers' Party dragged your parliamentary representative to the courts for contesting the 2009 elections, allegedly as a dual citizen. Yet, but the thing is that they do not want us to bring it. Somebody told me, but you know, two wrongs don't make a right. I say, I don't care about right or wrong. What is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. And sometimes, brothers and sisters, you have to look at things in that perspective. So we have to be focused We have to be wide awake. We have to be ready. And stay away from the operatives of the United Workers' Party between now and the 8th of December. Because they are looking out for you. They will antagonize you. They will make canker with you. They will make sure that they get you in a situation where you cannot go and put that X by the shoe. But our focus and our primary function is to ensure that the Dominica Labour Party forms the next government. And before I leave, it would be very remiss of me not to talk to my fellow Catholics. I am sure there are many Catholics in the Plaine constituency. And when somebody attacks the head of your church, then he attacks you. The United Workers' Party called our bishop a bloodsucker. So if the head of our church is a bloodsucker, it means that we, the followers, are bloodsuckers as well. So we are not going to give them that opportunity. No way. No way is the United Workers' Party coming into government on the 8th of December 2014. And I also have a message for those people of the other denominations. Lennox Linton Plaine God, because he wanted to take off Peter R. Augustine's anointment from his anointing. Can you imagine that? And when you touch a man of God, you are touching his people, the very core of his people. So brothers and sisters, as we continue tonight, I want to exhort you. I want to warn you to be very, very careful. Make sure that your head is on your shoulders and that you are ready. You are very ready on the 8th of December to bring Peter Seja back as your parliamentary representative. And let me tell you, I do not want a win by 2 votes. No way. I refuse to accept a win by 2 votes. So it's incumbent on you. It is incumbent on you, the voters in the Plaine constituency, to come out en masse. Make sure you come, your parents come, your children come, your nene and your power come. Everybody has to come on the 8th of December to vote Peter Seja in the Plaine constituency. Long live the Dominica Labour Party. Long live Peter Seja in the Plaine constituency. Long live Roosevelt Skerrit as Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Plaine people, I love you. God bless you and God bless Dominica. Thank you.
Let me see Labour power. The Labour power. Plaine. Let me go. Hey, no green zone, no green zone, no green zone, no green zone, no green zone.
Thank you, Sister Sonia Williams. You know, and I just want to take a little moment to speak to the people who have not made up their minds yet, or even those who continue to support the United Workers' Party. You know, the truth is that the Dominica Labour Party is going to win the elections on Monday. You can see that very, very clearly. Because if you have to begin counting, the Labour Party already has more than 11 seats. More than 11 seats. And the Plaine seat, we can see clearly, is also one of those more than 11 seats. So what sense does it make? What sense does it make to lose your vote again? What sense does it make to vote for a party that cannot form the government? We know that they have been saying that they will win, they will win, they will win. You know, but they cannot win Pirit Savan. We know that. They cannot win Granby. We know that. They cannot win Soufriere. We know that. They cannot win Rosa South. We know that. We know that this time we're taking Rosa Central. That is 5 already. We already have the Rosa Valley and we're keeping it. We're keeping Rosa North too. And of course, we cannot lose the Maho seat. Never we cannot lose the Maho seat. Brothers and sisters, I can tell you tonight that the St. Joseph seat will remain with the Dominica Labour Party, and so will the Solihull seat. That is 10. That is 10 seats already. And of course, if Solihull is staying, I tell you, look at Salisbury and look at Salisbury closely, because remember, we were here in Plaine, and you remember that I told you that Salisbury is ready to come on board with the Dominica Labour Party. So let us leave Salisbury still. But after 10, then you're into 11. So we're talking about now Portsmouth, Cottage, Vickers. But how we losing there? You know. And then you have Paybush. And you still have Castle Bruce. And when we come around, we have the Carib territory. We already have Grand Four. And we have Plaine. So we cannot lose. And you know, that is not wishful thinking. These are seats won by the Dominica Labour Party. The Dominica Labour Party now has 18 seats in government. And the Dominica Labour Party has a history of not losing any seat that it holds in the Parliament of Dominica. So we will hold our 18 seats. Let us count it that way. We're holding all our 18 seats, and we're taking Salisbury, and we're taking Roseau Central for sure. So how we losing the election? How? So I want to say to the people who have not made up their minds, who are still undecided, and even the supporters of the United Workers' Party, the United Workers' Party, I'm sorry, they cannot win the election. There is no way they can win the election. So do not lose your vote with the United Workers' Party. Come on board into the big red Labour Party family, and let us all vote for Dominica. Let us do this for the development of our country. This is a time when we are all called to patriotism. This is a time when we are all called to stand up for Dominica. And so we must all come on board and vote the Dominica Labour Party, parce que Labour ka travail. And that is why the Dominican people will continue to vote for the Dominica Labour Party. At this point in time, brothers and sisters, I want to bring to the podium a gentleman who has fought to keep the seat for the Dominica Labour Party. A gentleman who fought hard and long and won the seat for the DLP in the last elections, and has continued to represent his people very well, very excellently. A man who seems to be quiet, but whom I know is a powerful man in his own right. A man who has passion for the development of his constituency. He comes from your neighboring constituency, the man who will be re-elected the parliamentary representative for the Grand Four constituency. Make some noise and welcome Ivor Stevenson!
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Regis. Good evening, Laborites. Let me hear you, Laborites. Power. Let me say a special good evening once again to everyone gathered here this evening. And let me bring solidarity messages and greetings from the Grand Four Mount John River constituency to our beloved family of Laborites in Plaine. Let me hear you, Plaine. Our family of Poetica, Dailies. Let me hear you, Dailies. Carib, Victoria. Massive, massive. Thank you. I want to acknowledge also my other comrade candidates from Petit Savon, from Grand Bay, from Cottage, Staten. And I know that our dear beloved Prime Minister is on his way, he's listening, and we will also welcome him in a very big way. Labourites, let me hear you. Thank you. Let me say to you, my dear brothers and sisters, that it is indeed a privilege to be here, standing on this platform, just once again, after having been here just about 5 years ago. It is indeed a pleasure belonging to that large Labour family that is going to bring victory at the polls come December 2014. My beloved people, I can tell you that victory has come our way in Grand Fond. Victory has come our way in Mont John and in Rivière-Syriac. And tonight, I'm telling you that we are also very confident that victory is also in the La Plaine constituency. And we are not leaving each other. We ain't leaving La Plaine. We will be moving forward together come December 8th, 2014 with Peter Saint-Jean. I am indeed happy to be standing in the company of my family of Labour because I know you constituents of La Plaine. And I do not only know you, but I know my comrade Peter Saint-Jean. Peter Saint-Jean is a man that I have known for a very long time, a man that has been with his people, have served his people in the field of education, have served his people in the field of farming, in the field of community service, at the church. And this man has aspired even further to serve not only you, the people of La Plaine, and my constituency, but this country at the highest level as the Minister for Education. And every one of us here, we know that Peter Saint-Jean is the man best suited for this constituency because he has served and he can serve and he will continue to serve we the people of Dominica, especially this constituency of La Plaine. My dear people, I'm very certain that when you put us in Monday coming, that we will continue to the work of these constituencies. We are not going to start anything as is being proposed by the candidates in these constituencies. We are going to ensure that we continue the work of the Dominica Labour Party. Over the last 5 years, I have been sitting close to my comrade Peter Saint-Jean, and I can tell you, my dear brothers and sisters, that this man called Peter means well for the people of La Plaine. Peter is the one who puts every effort into what he does. And sometimes, when I look at the effort that Peter puts into his constituency and even his ministry, I shake my head and I say, Peter deserves a second term. And we must vote Peter. We must vote Peter. Because, my dear people of La Plaine, Peter means well for La Plaine. I'm saying so because development has come your way. We have seen development in Plaine and also in my constituency, especially in the areas of infrastructure. We have seen the development and improvement of so many of our roads in Plaine. When we know that Ron Green failed to improve the infrastructure of Plaine. In fact, I know Plaine quite well. I'm not like my old novice candidate who wants to go up and knows no people and knows nowhere. And when I worked Plaine, in those days, you, the people of Plaine, know that. We know that Ron Green failed us miserably. We know that there were hardly the improvement of our roads in the villages. Our health center had several problems. The school building in a state of disrepair. You go to Delhi's, improvements in roads, an improved health center, improved school building. And these are some of the infrastructural development that Peter brought to this constituency. Developments that the candidate who stayed here for so many years did nothing to improve the lives and well-being of its people. I can also make reference, my dear people, to the improvement in water supplies, where we saw the improvement of water supply in Delhi's. I can attest to that because I know that Delhi's people know that they reported to me when I worked with them, gone on the days in the field of health, the existing conditions of water that existed in Delhi's. And today, the people of Delhi's are satisfied with a brand new water supply. The parents of Delhi's are happy. They know that they are gone of those misery days that Ron left them with, when they could not wash their little Toloma, when they could not take a proper bath, especially those that lived in the upper section of La Roche and Victoria. And Ron Green failed to address these conditions. People of Delhi's are happier today with Peter Saint-Jean.
Labor working.
And that is about development, my people. That is about development. And Peter and myself will continue to bring infrastructural development to these constituencies. Just as also too, I have brought my development in my constituency. Also in areas like roads and the improvement of water supplies. I'm not going to say much about my constituency tonight because it is Peter Saint-Jean's turn. And I can tell you, my dear people, that come December 8th, when you put us there again, we are going to ensure that we see the continued infrastructural development of our Southeast. We know that we will see the improvement of our roads from Poncassé to White River. And this is a major infrastructural project that is going to continue to improve the lives and well-being of our people. I know that some of your constituents have said that Peter and myself have probably failed you on the improvement of our roads. But Peter and myself know that we belong to a leader who has an understanding and who has the care for the development of its people. And Peter and myself know that we have to be patient with our leader. And because we know that development will come our way. And as a result of that, we are very certain that we will also see the development of our road, especially the Poncassé to White River, come next year. And my people, I must thank you. I must thank you, the people of the Southeast, for your continued support to myself and Peter as we continue to lead these constituencies. Because we know that you, the people of the Southeast, are people who are loving, who are caring, and people who want to see progress and development of our communities. We are not like the people in the opposition who want to create division and distortion and everything that is evil. And that is why, as I stand here this evening, I am proud to be representing Labour. I'm proud to be part of this Labour family. And I know that development will continue to come our way. Development has come our way because we have seen the improvement in education, the improvement in the lives of our children, be it at the primary school, secondary school, or college, be it through the transportation of our children to secondary schools or colleges. Where was the Workers' Party? What did they do for you? A simple thing, for example, in secondary education, when we, the people of Mount John, River Zurich, and La Plaine, should be sending our children in a secondary school that should have been built in La Plaine or Rosalie. Today, they have to go to Castles. So this was the thinking and the plans of them then. But we are smart people, and they say we of the people of the East are wise people. And therefore, we will continue to support Labour. So my dear brothers and sisters, I stand here in strong solidarity with Peter St. Jean because I know that come December 8th, that the Honorable Peter St. Jean and myself will take the people of the Southeast once again with Labour and the Labour Party government. Labour, let me hear you. Labour! Finally, let me say to you, the people of La Plaine, both Labourites, UWP supporters, undecided voters, please make up your mind. Because the Mount John River Street constituency has been counted a winner. And I know that the people of La Plaine will also be a winner come December 8th, 2014. Those of you who are still undecided, make up your minds, because we want to see the continued true development and progress of our people. I can assure you that with our great leader, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, we will continue to see continued progress for the Southeast. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and vote Labour, because we are going backward. Forward ever with Labour. And I look forward to seeing every one of you Labourites and undecided voters to come to the polls, and let us make Labour strong. Let us ensure that we put Labour back to continue the development of our people and our country. Thank you and good evening.
This is Labour. And to all, everybody show me something red, red, red. Show me something red, red, red. Show me something red, red, red.
Thank you, Brother Ivor Stevenson. And you know, it's really true. This time around, we are winning the Grand First seat bigger and better. Certainly, listen, you remember last election, the Grand First seat was the first seat to call for the Dominica Labour Party. It's going to be the same again. Grand Four is coming back again to the Dominica Labour Party. And La Plaine is following. Labour!
Red, red, red. Show me something red, red, red. Show me something red.
Yes. Absolutely. You know, and again, to the undecided voters and the United Workers' Party supporters, people follow winners. People follow winners. Roosevelt Skerrit is a winner. He is a winning prime minister. And that is why the Dominica Labour Party has been amassing such large crowds. And so on December 8th, people will be voting for the winning party. And the winning party is the Dominica Labour Party. So it is not workers' time this time around. It will not be workers' time next time around. It will not be workers' time in 2025. 2030, 2035. It's just not workers' time now. It is the Dominica Labour Party time, and you got to accept that. Because Labour Katwavai, it is the time for our new international airport. It is the time for our new hospital. It is the time for improved roads to the southeast. It is the time for more jobs on the NEP. It is the time for Labour. And the people of Dominica have recognized that, and they're not letting go Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party. Ipaka fait sens pour tiwe boyo ever mete pash koko. Not at all. So that is why we vote in Labour again in Dominica. All across the country. We vote in Labour. So we know that on the 8th of December, that wherever the victory rally of the Dominica Labour Party will be, that the people of the Southeast will come down in large numbers and they will be counted there. That when the polls are called up on December 8th, Plaine and Grand Fort will be there along with Grand Bay and Pedet Savan. They will be there. And nobody can change that, because if Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. And Jesus has already said yes to the Dominica Labour Party, yes to Roosevelt Skerrit, yes to Dominica. So nobody can say no at this point in time. Brothers and sisters, I am happy to bring to the podium the next speaker, a woman who has represented her people well, a woman who has blazed the trail for the 3 other Labour Party female candidates who are coming to the fore. A woman who stood strong in time of adversity, and a woman who continues to excite you on the platform. Welcome to the podium, my parliamentary representative, the parliamentary representative for the Grand Bay constituency, Justina Chan.
Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to vote? Ready to vote. I am ready to vote. I am ready to vote. I am ready to vote. Ready to vote. Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to vote? Ready to vote. I am ready to vote. I am ready to vote. I am ready to vote. Ready to vote. This year election has got for protection, but Labour Party, it is for selection. Fix all road and bridges, develop communities.
Are we ready to vote? I am ready to vote. I am not sure if he's saying go, but I know I am ready to vote. Pleasant good evening to all of you. Let me recognize Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, the parliamentary representative for this constituency, and the man who will be the parliamentary representative come December 8th. Let me also recognize his dear wife, who is always present with him. That's a family man. My other colleagues, candidate colleagues who are there. I want to also recognize the people from the Plaine constituency. That is Plaine, Boetica, and Delhi. The people from the Petit Savan constituency, Grand Fort constituency, and my dear constituents from Grand Bay, Farsi, let me hear you shout. I bring to you, my brothers and sisters, I bring greetings from the Grand Bay constituency. I bring love from the Grand Bay constituency. I bring warmth from the Grand Bay constituency. And I also bring victory from the Grand Bay constituency.
I stand in solidarity and in total support with my brother, my friend, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean. To you in the Plaine constituency, you have seen the performance of Honorable Saint-Jean. You have listened to Honorable Saint-Jean. You have seen him at work. You have seen his performance. And so I think at this point, 2 days before general election, I do not think we should have any doubts in our mind but to vote Honorable Peter Saint-Jean come the 8th of December. Honorable Saint-Jean is an educator. And he's an educated man. Honorable Saint-Jean, better known as Teacher Peter, has proven to you that education is very essential and important in the development of our country. And he has also demonstrated that by his policies that he really articulated and so become materialized as he head the Ministry of Education. Honorable Peter Saint-Jean is a committed man. He's an energetic man. Sometimes I always remind him if he thinks he's getting younger. Full of life and energy and ready to move that constituency forward again. Honorable Saint-Jean is a respectable man. He is a serious man and no-nonsense person. He is a true leader. And so, I want to say to you, Honorable Saint-Jean is presenting himself again to continue the work he has started. And as I run through the Plaine constituency, I was fortunate to be with him a few days, and I was there yesterday, and sometimes he brings me to areas that I even did not know. And I looked around and I said, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean has done quite a bit of work in that constituency. I looked at the roads that Honorable Peter Saint-Jean did. I looked at the police station that is under construction. I looked at his school, even when I visit when he has sessions at the schools. His health center, I visited the health center before getting into politics because I was the supervisor for that area. And I can tell you, he has transformed the Plaine Health Center. I listened to his farmers, his women farmers as well as the male farmers, and the amount of work that he has done with them and how grateful they are for the amount of work that he has done. I worked very closely with Honorable Saint-Jean in ensuring that he can upgrade his sports facility in that constituency. These are just a few. I do not even think at this time in our campaign it's time to remind you of some of those projects. If you do not have eyes, it means therefore we have to reinstate the eye care program with Cuba. Because too much has been done for us to say we cannot see. But you know, when we are aging affects our sight. So as we age, we will not see it. And we will still want to say nothing is happening. Because when you have a 76-year-old man to say that he's coming to represent and to continue to do work in this constituency, recognizing all what has happened, and recognizing the Dominica Labour Party is ready to continue its program, something is wrong with his sight. I want to say to you, my people of the constituency and neighboring constituencies, as we speak, the United Workers' Party is trying hard to ensure that they can disturb us, they can divert our attention, and they are coming up with all nonsense to see if they can capture our minds. But I said to them, our laborites have made up our minds. We are ready for Monday. My dear people, even when they speak of imported voters, I am saying to you, do not allow that to distract you. United Workers' Party started importing voters when they were in power. And the United Workers' Party, I can say to you, a plane arrived in Dominica this afternoon about 5 o'clock, and the small... And most of the people who came in on that flight were supporters of the United Workers' Party. I am telling you that because my daughter came in on that flight. Let us at this time recognize the entrance of our dear... Let's continue, brothers and sisters. And as I was saying to you, that while they are questioning the overseas voters coming in, some of their supporters are coming in this afternoon, including one of the daughters of Ron Green. She came in on the flight this afternoon. And I am certain nobody can tell me that she did not come to vote for her father. And so my daughter is here to vote for me. So when they try to tell you that they are not bringing in, their people are coming in dressed in blue and campaigning on the flight and as they are entering the airport. But you know what it reminded me of? Imagine their supporters are coming in and you realize the sabotage that they tried 2 days ago. Imagine their own supporters coming in and that thing had worked, and see whose life would be jeopardized. And tell me they are loving people. They are ready to kill their own supporters just to prevent Labour Party from winning power. But they lie. We are on our way to victory. My dear brothers and sisters, my dear brothers and sisters, I have in my hand the voices. But you know, when you talk of voices, there are different kinds of voices. Sometimes we hear things that does not exist. We see things that does not exist. And for us in nursing and in medicine, we know that is a form of mental illness. They call it hallucination. So that is what the United Workers' Party team is now doing, hallucinating. When you can tell me, you are looking at that Dominica map that is there, and the United Workers' Party is taking comfort in an independent poll that says that the Labour Party only has Granby in the south, you see the little piece of red? And then at the top, you have Cottage, you have Portsmouth, you have Vickers, and you have Pebush. And all the rest is blue. That is the highest level of madness. You're truthful. You're truthful. The highest level of madness. And they will not even get 5, but they're trying to give us 5. That is madness. So my dear brothers and sisters, but you know what? One of my constituents who is their supporter, she said, you know what? When you're in a battle, you cannot give up and let your opponent see that you are losing. And that is what is happening. But we are on our way to victory. No turning back, not at this point. No turning back. My dear brothers and sisters, when we have a team of people with that kind of thinking, we have to be careful. And they are trying hard to confuse us. Remain focused and keep all your senses alive and well. The United Workers' Party came and they told us that they were going to discontinue all our programs. Fine, we accepted that. They realized they are losing power because of that statement. They turn back and they tell us that they are going to continue the programs started by the Dominica Labour Party. My dear people, if you are going to continue the programs started by the Dominica Labour Party, some of them have already been earmarked. Some of them have already, we have secured the financing for them from some of our donor countries, including the People's Republic of China. When you tell me you have a letter from Linton, a letter from Lennox Linton, talking of re-establishing relationship with Taiwan, tell me, how are they going to continue with the work that the People's Republic of China have started with us? We were working, we had relationships with Taiwan, and we knew very well that the benefits from Taiwan and the benefits from the People's Republic of China, you cannot compare that. That is chalk and cheese. We did not see the benefits from Taiwan, but we have seen a lot of development from the People's Republic of China. And tell me, you are looking and sending a letter and saying that you are going to re-establish relations with Taiwan. And that is because of some of the people that they have around them, who are disgruntled, who are greedy for power, and who are working hard to ensure that they can see the end of Honorable Roosevelt's political life. But tell them, we say they are making a mistake. He is now asking that they respect his level of his highest. I'm looking for it for you. They asking that they respect him in that. Now, why would you be asking for somebody to give respect and regard to your quality, your personality? It means, therefore, your personality is questionable. It is questionable. Okay? So my dear people, when you see Lennox Linton and his team of bandits, his team of liars, his team of power-hungry people, his team of wicked people come before us and try to make us believe, let me tell you, the 2 days that's left, we're going to hear them say a lot of things. But it's just that every day, the Dominica Labour Party is so blessed that every day we are discovering one additional thing to nail them further. Every day. That is God's intervention. Because our victory is certain, my dear brothers and sisters. Remain focused, my dear brothers. We are going to vote and vote them out. But you know, one of the good things, I find now our labor rights are even more desperate to vote now. And that is a good sign. And that is because of their failure. So they have to continue to fail. And let us get even more desperate to vote. Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, the United Workers' Party, people and their team, they are taunting us. They are trying hard to see if they can provoke us to anger. Please remain calm. I was in Plaine constituency yesterday, and to everywhere we entered, a vehicle with United Workers' Party supporter with a music system was following us. But because we are God-fearing, because we know what our mission is, we were not going to let them distract us. So we continued to do what we were doing. And so that is what I want us to do as we end the campaign. Do not allow them to get to us. Do not allow them to get us vexed. But all we have to do is get ready to vote on the 8th of December. My dear brothers and sisters, leadership is everything. When you have a leader that is instigating trouble, in that paper, Lennox Linton now has a little something, a little write-up saying that the UWP political leader strongly condemns alleged arson at Melville Hall Airport. That is pure hypocrisy. Pure hypocrisy. You cannot tell me. You sit, you calculate what you are going to do on Wednesday. You sit and you plan it with your people. Somehow you aborted part of it. You aborted part. The same time you were going to do it, there is a fire to destroy the communication system in Marigot. Huh? You mean to tell me they are now saying his Kerrit and his labor rights, Magwesa, after Honorable Roosevelt's Kerrit have gone out and searched for money for us to develop our country. The love we labor rights have for the Honorable Roosevelt's Kerrit and the government of Dominica. Do you think at all a labor right would think of doing something like that? Huh? Now if you sit and you plan your action, you said you were going there at 3 o'clock. Around that time, something is happening in the same place. Around that time, all evening, you all are on the street in Likakue in darkness. It's because you all had all you planned. And it's because you all are looking out for what is happening. You turning back today. And you telling me, because some people have gone on the radio program on Kyrie FM and condemned them and said none of them opening their mouth. Today, he is putting in the voices, the hallucination voices. He's putting in it that he condemn it. Tell Lennox Linton, in the eyes of God, he will answer. In the eyes of God, he will answer. He can write that on paper, but God is not asleep. He is wide awake. And he knows all of those who are behind those kind of action. And when Lennox Linton tell me he wants to lead the country, tell me how much money, where would he get $2 million? Where? For him to replace it. Where on earth? And his supporters are coming in today. His supporters will continue to come in. But he's trying to destroy the airport to prevent flights from coming in and going out. These are wicked men. These are heartless men. These are men who do not love us. These are men who hate Dominica. And they think it's Honorable Roosevelt's Kerrit that is suffering. But my dear brothers and sisters, all of us will suffer. All of us will suffer when they continue those things. So I want to say to us, on the 8th of December, brothers and sisters, that is no joke. That is no joke. We will regret the day that we did not vote overwhelmingly for the Dominica Labour Party. Remain focused. Get other people to join you in the family of Labour. Get people to vote. And there are some people who are following us. We are happy to have the following. But I want to say, I am hoping among us having got people who are carrying the red, who are there and will spoil their ballot because they are disgruntled. Because some of our Laborites are uttering those little things. My dear brothers and sisters, now is not the time for that. Now we have to look at the bigger and brighter picture. A brighter picture to continue moving Dominica forward. Our single parents, now is your turn to vote for your continued progress and development. The youth of the country, now is the time to continue to vote for us to continue the programs of youth development. My dear senior citizens, now is the time to continue to vote for the continuation of the programs to take care and transform the lives of our seniors, the desperate, the destitute, the lonely, the poor among us. Brothers and sisters, your vote is important. Every vote is important. And we have heard it from all our speakers. We need to remind you that if you do not vote for Peter Saint-Jean, if you do not vote for the Dominica Labour Party, you are voting for UWP. If you spoil your ballot, you are allowing UWP to surpass us. So you are contributing to their victory. So in blunt language, you are supporting the United Workers' Party. So you cannot stay out and say you are a Labour Party supporter. Get on board. Bring the undecided voters on board. We still have a few in Plaine. I met a few yesterday. We still have a few. So bring them on board. We have a task now to go out and bring them on. Because I can tell you, from interaction with some of the young people, they are seriously being brainwashed by the opposition. Seriously been brainwashed, asking all questions about where our finances for the campaign coming from. I said to a young boy yesterday, have you asked Linton where did he get money for the campaign? He couldn't answer. He couldn't answer. But look, it is there in the letter. It is there in the letter, thanking Taiwan for the support that they give to take off Roosevelt's carrot in power. It is in the letter. So tell them, we are getting to know everything. And we will continue to do what we have to do. So just remain focused and do not allow those things to distract us. We need to go out and vote. Vote overwhelmingly. Take your time, like my friend Nenen will do in Grand Bay, and practice her cross every day to make sure that she does it well. So take your time. If you're not sure, practice your cross. Take a piece of paper, draw 2 lines, and make the cross between the line to make sure that you do not spoil it. The time is yours. The future is in your hand. Do not throw your future. Do not gamble your life. Do not gamble the life of your children. Do not gamble the life of the unborn. My dear people, we will cry. There will be grinding of teeth if we do gamble our lives. So brothers and sisters, 8th of December is 2 days away. 2 days away. Now, no time to think of PAL reps that did not do that, PAL reps that did not give me the house, PAL reps. I was in the financial center today, and I'm under the final floor. And these are the things that I'm hearing from people wearing red downstairs. Oh, my PAL rep did not give me that. And I had to spend some time there and explain to them, now is not the time for that. If you want your PAL rep to continue to give you, all you have to do is to vote the Dominica Labour Party. And when we have legal issues with our PAL reps, let us not wash our linen in public. Meet the PAL rep and tell them what you have to tell them. My constituents don't hesitate to tell me. If I form in the fool, tell me I form in the fool. If I am doing it well, tell me I'm doing it well. And so all of us should be able to do it in a respectable way. Don't go outside there and quarrel about your pal rep. If you are true labor right now, it's not time to quarrel about pal rep. Now it's time to vote, and to vote the Dominica Labour Party. Let us look at the bigger and brighter picture, brothers and sisters. So I just want to ask God to continue to bless us, continue to keep us focused, continue to keep us in his peace, continue to plead his blood over us, continue to cover us, shield us with his blood, even from now on, when we go on our motorcade, tomorrow night, and even after the election. Because let me tell you, today I was in a big institution in Roseau, and one of the things a public servant said to me, you know what, nurse, I heard that they said that if Labour Party wins the election, there is a big business place in Roseau that they are planning to set on fire forthwith. Forthwith. And so, brothers and sisters, even after the result comes out, we have to remain quiet. We have to remain peaceful, because they will be more angry and do more terrible things. Only desperate men do desperate things. God bless you. The Labour Party continue to be a party of love. May we love each other and love the Dominica Labour Party. Thank you very much.
When the lightning thunder, son of
Honorable Justina Charles, Ebedio, Kiovle, Kio Pavle, nous can vote Labour again. Yes, yeah. And on the night of December 8th, the Dominica Labour Party will enjoy a massive victory here in the Commonwealth of Dominica. There's nothing stopping that. Nothing stopping that. So if they want to huff, they want to puff, they can burn, they can blow down. Labour is winning again in Dominica. Brothers and sisters, it gives me great pleasure to bring to the podium a man who has represented his constituency with distinction, and a man who has also made a salient contribution towards the development of the education sector in our country. A man that you love, a man that is passionate about Plaine, a man who has represented you well, the man who will continue to be the parliamentary representative for the Plaine constituency. Welcome, Honorable Peter Deja!
When the lightning thunder, son of rain, when the earthquake, tsunami, or hurricane, Labour rights, at home and abroad.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Tonight, let me first of all recognize the distinguished leader of the Dominica Labour Party, our beloved Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt. I wish also tonight to recognize the presence of my comrade candidates in this race to victory to save our beloved country. I recognize tonight those of you from the Petite Savannah constituency, my brothers and sisters from the Grand Bay constituency, South City. And of course, my beloved friends from the Montjean Rivière-Syriac Grand Fond constituency, I am delighted to have all of you from the various constituencies around Dominica. But tonight, most importantly, I am indeed delighted again to stand with you, my beloved people of La Roche, Victoria, Caribe, Delice, my beloved people of Bouética, you, my beloved people of La Ronde and Casgorie, my beloved people of La Plaine. You have been my strength. You have been my encouragement. And tonight, I'm fortified by the fact that you have stood with me over the past 5 years. But tonight, in a very special way, I want to single out a woman of valor, a woman of esteem, a woman without whose support I could not have accomplished what I have done here in La Plaine over the past 31 years, and more so over the past 5 years. I speak here tonight of my beloved wife, Gemma, and my family. I thank God for a woman like Gemma tonight. Thank you for the support that you have given to me. You know, friends, when I'm down and out, I can look to my left and I find Gemma there for me. When I'm down and out and I feel like giving up, when I walk the streets of La Plaine, you have been there for me, my beloved constituents. The times when I felt like giving up, Bouética and Delice, you stood with me. And I shall be eternally thankful for you, my beloved constituents, and the love that you have showered on me. But tonight, in a very special way, my heart goes out to a group of people who were terrorized, who were battered and bruised by the United Workers' Party, who were denigrated. I speak here of my beloved constituents in the diaspora who are here tonight, who will be here tomorrow, who will be here on Friday, Saturday, Sunday to ensure a win for Peter Saint-Jean and the Dominica Labour Party. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your show of support. Labour rights, God is good. And tonight, as I speak to you from my heart, I want to begin with a verse of scripture found in Psalms chapter 29 and the 5th verse. The anger of the Lord lasts for only a second. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy, I said joy, cometh in the morning, and in 2 mornings we will have victory. Because we are not surrendering, and we will not be defeated. My beloved constituents, I want tonight to express my gratitude and that of you, my constituents, to the Honorable Prime Minister, my mentor and my friend, who entrusted the power to serve the people of Dominica in me, a humble servant. Honorable Prime Minister, I thank you for the confidence that you placed not only in me, but in the people of Delis, Boetica, and Plaine to have been the Minister for Education for the last 5 years. Labour, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for placing confidence in a little boy born in Cascory, raised and grew up in Plaisance, and living in Palisier for the last 30 years. And as I say this, I remember us walking the streets of Plaine together. I remember us boarding the trucks, and for 3 hours we suffered a journey to Roseau on roads that we felt were in dire need of improvement. But my beloved constituents, as I reflect on the past, you will agree with me that the Plaine, the Delis, and the Boetica that we knew were 3 communities where there was much more to be desired. But as I commenced tonight, I said to you, weeping may endure but for a night, but joy, I said joy, comes in the morning. We endured pain together, but thank God, in 2000, the Dominica Labour Party took the helm of leadership, and here in the Plaine constituency, we began to experience the joy of development. Labour, we were a people neglected. We were a people whose children suffered from underperformance. A people whose road network was neglected and in a deplorable state. A people who suffered from irresponsible and ineffective leadership. But the day finally came when you, the people of Plaine, of Delis and of Boetica, recognized that if we were to break from poverty and ignorance, we had to vote the Dominica Labour Party. And so, in 2009, on the 18th day of December, we created history in the Plaine constituency when we said yes to Roosevelt's carrot and yes to the Dominica Labour Party. Friends, I do not want to belabor the point, but Saturday gone, you heard the United Workers' Party right here on the junction with roughly 300 people present. And Senator Ron Green said to the people of the Plaine constituency that he did not even have the memory to catalog his achievements in the Plaine constituency. So it took a man called Paul Joseph to write for him his list of achievements. What was his biggest achievement? His biggest achievement on the list that was produced for him was to insult the people of the Plaine constituency by saying to us that he formed the Kuliru Theatre Group. His biggest achievement as Minister for Education and Parliamentary Representative, he said he had the honor of giving 3 students scholarships to study in Cuba. What a shame and a disgrace. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not tell you of the 32 students that under my tenureship have gone to study around the world. I will not tell you of the inroads that we have made in education. I will not tell you of the transformation that we have brought about in our 3 communities. But tonight, I am here to remind you, take a walk with me down memory lane. Can you remember the days when your grandmother was taken ill and your grandmother could not be taken to the health center because Plaine did not have an ambulance? Can you remember the days when you and I had to walk to Sari Sari River? We had to run down to Corda River to carry a bucket of water before we went to school. But friends, let's not forget. And for those of you who may be younger, the days when you and I, we heard of developments in Roseau. We heard of developments in Portsmouth and Peebush. We were led by a pal rep who could not open his mouth in the Parliament of Dominica to represent our needs, the needs of the Plaine constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that it was only back up to 2009 that the Plaine constituency, because of ineffective leadership, suffered. We were left behind. But my friends, today, as I look at Plaine and I look at Bwetika and Delis, I see brighter days coming for you, my beloved people, under the Dominica Labour Party.
Labour working, Labour working, Labour working, Labour.
And so, my message to you tonight is simple. My message to you tonight is short. 3 words. Judge for yourselves. Look at the constituency. Look at our roads. Look at the Delis water project. Look at the health centers. Look at your children's performance. Think back of 2005, of 1995, when only 5 children made it to high school. Think back of 1997, when by then 15 and 20 of our children made it to high school. Think of the days when, as a banana farmer, you had to spend your hard-earned cash to pay $220 for every child that you had registered in a high school in Roseau. My message to you is simple. Judge for yourself. My beloved constituents, think of the unemployment situation. When we yearned for our single parent mothers to be able to earn some income with a sense of pride and dignity, to walk in at Dion Barron's place and be able to do their own shopping at the end of the week. And think now that today, 98 of our single parents and young people in Plaine, Delis, and Wetica are now independent because of the National Employment Program, the Dominica Labour Party, Roosevelt Skerrit, and Peter Sejean. Labour Petrova. And so, tonight, I stand before you, having worked with you to radically transform Wetica. We, together, we have transformed Delis, and we have made a complete turnaround in Plaine. And I said to you, can we afford to go back to the green era? Can we afford to go back to a parliamentary representative who sits in opposition and tells us, I wish I could help you, but I am in opposition, so check me next week? My beloved constituents, I said to you tonight, we have progressed over the last 5 years. And as I look ahead, I see better times ahead for the Plaine constituency. As I look ahead, I see brand new 2-bedroom, single-bedroom, and 3-bedroom houses being delivered to you, the good people of Plaine. As I look ahead, I see the Public Works Department right here in Plaine being opened again with our own engineers, with our own road supervisors, and you, my beloved people, finding works on the road to maintain our own roads. As I look ahead, I see the Bois-Diable, Point Mulat Road becoming a major artery of development for you, the people of Plaine and the Southeast. And as I look ahead, I see our young people completing high school, getting to the Dominica State College, and the Labour Party paying the tuition, providing books, providing transportation for every young man and woman in Wetica, Delis, and Plaine. And as I see this, I see beyond, and I see Roosevelt Skerrit, a prime minister with vision, who is prepared to lead Dominica forward for the next 5 years. I see the Dominica Labour Party standing tall and ensuring that every man, woman, boy, and girl, not only in the Plaine constituency, but around Dominica, finds himself or herself properly educated and earning a sustainable livelihood. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you just one question. Can we gamble with the future of this constituency? Can we take a chance and vote for a gentleman who has demonstrated that he is tired, he's ineffective, he cannot even remember his own accomplishments, so somebody has to write it for him? Can we vote back Ron Green as the pal rep for Plaine? So, ladies and gentlemen, the court session has been called and the verdict is about to be delivered. Come the 8th day of December 2014, the verdict reads, Petika, vote for the Labour Party. The verdict reads, Delis, vote for the Labour Party. And the verdict reads, Plaine! We vote in Labour! Laborites, I want to hear you. Delis, we vote in Labour. Hear me. As I look at you out there, I see a bunch of people who are ready to run with the Grand Bay constituency. I see people who are ready to run with the Viekas constituency. And so, I give you, my constituents, this solemn promise that as you stand with me, never again, I said never again, never again shall the good people of Plaine, of Petika and Delis be neglected by a government. Never again shall we have a pal rep who does not know every nook and cranny in the constituency. Let me hear you, Delis. Never again shall we in Plaine have a prime minister who does not know where Delis, Plaine and Petika is on the map. And so, my beloved constituents, tonight, before God, I say to you, we are standing strong and tall. We are going all the way with Peter, Saint-Jean, Roosevelt, Skerrit, and the Dominica Labour Party. We have gone too far to turn back. Plaine, Delis, and Petika, we have gone too far to turn back. So tonight, if Wendell, Pascal can vote the Dominica Labour Party, if Benty Boy and Clemencia and Vernie and her family and the hundreds of United Party supporters who are coming on board can vote the Dominica Labour Party, then you Laborites stand strong, stand tall, hold on, hold on, victory, victory, victory.
Whether lightning, thunder, sun or rain, we vote in Labour again. We vote in Labour again. We vote in Labour again. Whether earthquake, tsunami or hurricane, we vote in Labour again.
And tonight, like a mighty tsunami, and like the winds of Hurricane David, and like the waves of the raging Atlantic, we are sending the message loud and clear. I want to end, but hear me. Tonight, as I walk through Delis, and as I walk through Buetica, and as I walk through La Plaine, I am hearing voices. I hear them saying, we have plenty supporters, but they have more. I hear them saying, we strong, but they're winning. If the United Workers' Party can admit that they are strong, but Labour is winning, Laborites, stand with your party, stand with your parliament, stand with your prime minister, and let us go out and vote that Dominica Labour Party. Labour, Labour.
Whether lightning, thunder, sun or rain, we vote in Labour again. We vote in Labour again. We vote in Labour again. Whether earthquake, tsunami or hurricane, we vote in Labour again.
And so, my beloved constituents, tonight we are putting the final nail in the coffin of Ronald Green and the United Workers' Party. I say, without fear of contradiction and without apology, Ron has done his part, but that was in the past. Today, we are standing in this constituency with the Dominica Labour Party. And I am going to close by making a solemn promise to my leader and my colleagues that come Monday afternoon by 5 o'clock, when you will have gone to the polls and you will have brought your nene and your power and your tonton and your sister to vote. When La Plaine seat is counted, the Prime Minister will have no choice. Hear me now. I'm ending here. The Prime Minister and party leader, a man who keeps his word. It's not like Linton, who takes money from Taiwan to run his campaign and says he supports China. He will have no choice but to call all Laborites to the La Plaine constituency for the victory rally. Labour! 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 Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! And God bless you, my beloved.
Lightning, thunder, sun or rain, we vote in Labour again.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
We vote in Labour again. We vote in Labour again. Whether earthquake, tsunami or hurricane, we vote in Labour again. policies of the Labour Party.
Thank you, Honorable Peter Sejean. When you're making a broth, you put fish in it, you put fig, you put dashing, a little bit of cabbage, but it's not broth yet if you don't put a little bit of pepper in it. That was Honorable Peter Sejean, the president of the Dominica Labour Party and your parliamentary representative. And come the 8th of December, he's going to continue to be the parliamentary representative for the Plaine constituency. Labour! Thank you. Brothers and sisters, time is moving on. We have a few more speakers to go. And it gives me great pleasure to bring to the podium a longtime friend of the Dominica Labour Party, a man who served as foreign minister in the Grenada government, a man who is now a senator in the ruling party in Grenada. Make welcome Honorable Senator Peter David of Grenada.
Good night, comrades, brothers and sisters. Prime Minister, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit and other ministers of government. Brothers and sisters of the Dominica Labour Party, I bring you greetings from the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And as I said tonight, it's Labour all the way in this general election. Brothers and sisters, these are serious times. These are serious times for Dominica, serious times for Grenada, and serious times for the Caribbean. You know, I have seen supporters already. I have run 2 general elections in Grenada and I won both of them. But I've never seen supporters like I see tonight of the Dominica Labour Party. No, that is support. That is energy. And if what you do tonight, you do half of that on Monday, we have no doubt that the Dominica Labour Party will form the government on Monday. Brothers and sisters, I come here tonight to say to you that Roosevelt Skerrit is not only important for Plaine, he's not only important for Dominica, he's not only important for Grenada, he's important for the entire region. Brothers and sisters, you know, when this gentleman, I served as foreign minister for several years in the Grenada government. Today, I am a senator and an advisor to the Prime Minister. And I can say to you that in negotiations in the region, in terms of reaching out for support with CARICOM, with the OECS, Roosevelt Skerrit is an important player. Brothers and sisters, while he may be among the youngest, he is certainly among the wisest. Brothers and sisters, as I said earlier tonight in another meeting, that we in Grenada depend to a large extent, and we in the region, on the negotiating skills and the fact that Roosevelt Skerrit has the kinds of connections throughout the world that not only you benefit from, but we benefit from. But I think for me, what is most important is the fact that he cares. Roosevelt Skerrit cares, not just about you, but about all people. I have seen him. I have been to his office in Roseau. I have seen the hundreds of people who come to him. He doesn't ask them who they're voting for. He doesn't ask them who they support. He helps them based on the fact that they have needs. And I want to say to you tonight that you have a great leader in Roosevelt Skerrit. I want to say to you tonight, brothers and sisters, that you have a leader that has transformed Dominica over the last 10 years. As I said earlier tonight, when I arrived in Dominica yesterday, I was here only about a year ago. When I arrived here yesterday and I drove out into the country, I had to look at my driver and say, partner, it's Dominica. I tell you, I'm going, you know. This ain't look like Dominica. This place look too developed to be Dominica. But then I remembered that you have a leader named Roosevelt Skerrit, and then I understood the transformation that has taken place in this country over the last 10 years. I ask you to continue. I ask you to continue moving forward. I ask you to continue to vote for Skerrit and the Labour Party. Brothers and sisters, I saw the MP tonight and I listened to him. I don't know him personally. I've met him on several occasions. But certainly what I saw tonight tells me that you have a representative that you need to put back in the Parliament of Dominica. Brothers and sisters, the only other thing I want to tell you is this. The only other thing I want to tell you is this. That you can jump up tonight. You can enjoy yourself tonight. But Monday you have to be in the polling booth. Because as we say in Grenada, it's not the noise in the market that makes the difference. It is what you do on Monday. And not only must you go out and vote, but you must make sure that everybody you know on Monday go out and vote. You have to call everybody and say, you vote yet? You vote yet? And if they haven't voted yet, you go and you bring them to the polling booth. Because we cannot afford to miss a single vote. Every single vote is important. Every single ballot is important. Make sure you go out on Monday. So brothers and sisters, I leave you very hopeful. I leave you very hopeful that I will be back in a couple of days to attend the swearing-in ceremony. And in that swearing-in ceremony, I will see Roosevelt Skerrit and his ministers swearing allegiance to Dominica. And I look forward to seeing you again as we build, as we develop, as we transform Dominica, and as we do all that needs to be done for our children and our children's children. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, Senator Peter David. And just to tell you that we can confirm that yes, Roosevelt Skerrit will be the Prime Minister, and yes, the Dominica Labour Party will be victorious at the polls on Monday the 9th. So you can book your ticket and come back for the swearing-in ceremony, because Labour is winning. Brothers and sisters, as we continue, I want to bring to the podium an attorney at law whom you enjoy listening to on the next level. Make welcome to the podium, attorney at law, Lennox Lawrence!
Are you ready?
evening, Laborites. Good evening from the Next Level program. Tonight, I want to recognize our hero leader, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. And I also want to recognize your hero from Plaine, Peter Sergeant. Laborites, 2 more days, just 2 more days, and our Prime Minister will become the longest serving Prime Minister in Dominica. Because on the 8th of December, we are voting back the Dominica Labour Party, and we are voting out forever the United Workers' Party. But elections are won by votes. That's how we win elections, by votes. So we have to not only vote ourselves, we have to bring our neighbors, our relatives, our friends to vote also. And this evening, I wanted to speak to you about the right to vote. But I thought I would speak to you more about your duty and your obligation to save Dominica. Because the United Workers' Party is trying to prevent Dominicans from voting. And you have heard, brothers and sisters, that Edison James said that blood will flow in Dominica. Guess why blood will flow? They want to stop the elections. They want to prevent your relatives from overseas coming back to vote. But I was at the airport today, and I was told the amount of UWP people coming back to vote is a shame. Because while they are trying to prevent our people from coming to vote, their people are coming to vote. Now, most of you have relatives in the diaspora. Most of you have relatives overseas. But I will tell you this, whether they are overseas or they are here, they are Dominicans too. They are Dominicans when they send financial assistance to us. And if their money is good to help us, their vote is good to keep us. And tonight we are saying our people will come back to vote, and nobody can do anything about that. Laborites, I have a document in my hand. It's a document about a man called Ron Green. I want to tell you something about Ron Green. Because while they are saying our people cannot come back to vote, Ron Green was an American while he was a minister in our government. And not only that, this document is 3 pages long. And it tells us the amount of times that Ron Green traveled as a Dominican, and when they asked him his nationality, he said American. So if Ron Green can be a minister of government back in 1995 and say his nationality is American, we are saying every Dominican who is American can come back to vote and come back and put the Labour Party back in government. Because when they come back to vote, they are voting as Dominicans. Ron Green, when he was a minister, he was an American minister. And so tonight, we are saying we want Peter Sergeant, the hero of Plaine, not Ron Green, the former American. Now, tonight, I want to speak to you very briefly about something very important. Because your vote has a 5-year lifespan. You will vote on the 8th, but your vote will have a 5-year effect. And all of us know how our Prime Minister has forged diplomatic relationships for the benefit of Dominica. We know what our relationship with China has done for us. Most of you young people, you go to the State College. This is a gift from the Chinese. Most of us drive on the roads. It's a gift from the Chinese. Most of us know and have seen the pictures of the new hospital. $200 million gift from the Chinese. But brothers and sisters, I have here, and I will distribute to you a letter that we got today. Lennox Linton has a plan to sell Dominica back to the Taiwanese. And he wants to sell it because they gave him some money just recently. And Linton says to the Taiwanese, as soon as he comes, the first order of business is to bring back the Taiwanese back in Dominica. And so forget 2,000 jobs. 5,000 jobs gone out the window. All of the plans, airport jobs, that gone. And so we are saying, save Dominica by your vote. On the 8th, go out, and as I said in Woodford Hill, Beye, Sabeye, go and vote on the 8th of December for the Dominica Labour Party, for Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, for Peter Seja, 5 more years. Thank you. Thank you.
We want the best for Dominica. 5 more years. 5 more years.
Thank you, Brother Lennox Lawrence. It's getting late. 2 more speakers to go. One of them is the parliamentary representative for the Cottage constituency. Welcome to the podium,
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Well, you know, I only have 5 minutes with you. And so we cannot have the usual fun we does normally have on the podium. But I need to make a couple points. But before I do that, I want to say good evening to the Prime Minister, Peter Seja. Thank you. I want to say good night to my other comrades on the head table, to my constituents who have allowed me to be out of the constituency for the last 2 weeks supporting the candidates of the East. I said to them, Reggie can win his seat by 3,000 votes, but if we lose the Plaine seat and the vacant and the Grandford seat and the Castlebrook seat, then we have some serious problems. So I had to leave my constituency and come to support the brothers out here in the East. Because as a man of the East, I understand you may be better than anybody else. But I want to say a special good night to my cousin, Joycey, who is Ron Green's wife. And I want to say to Joycey, my cousin, that I feel for you. I feel your pain. Because to have one of the laziest men in Plaine as your husband is not easy. That is a man, before he sit, whether in the parliament, whether in the court, or whether in the church, he falling asleep, ladies and gentlemen. Far less for when he lie down, ladies and gentlemen. Far less. So I really want, now please, don't get me wrong. All I say, the man does sleep when he sit down, far less for when he lie down. But ladies and gentlemen, I am a little confused tonight. A little confused tonight. Based on the letter from Lennox Linton to the Taiwanese, and based on recent utterances about the Venezuelans. Because you see, foreign relation and diplomacy is a very serious business in this particular period in which we live. And you cannot keep sending mixed signals to your foreign friends and your foreign partners. And let us not forget the importance of those two very players in our economy. I've already said to you that our development is not based on the amount of VAT we collect or the amount of taxes we pay, but based on the support that we receive from our foreign friends. So I'm a little worried about that. But not only that, I'm very confused about Lennox Linton and is flip-flopping on many other issues. And today, I also heard that he was saying that when he becomes the government, he will maintain the Red Clinic. Now, the Red Clinic is something that the opposition has been criticizing for the last 7 or 8 years. And they said to us that when they come into power, they will stop the Red Clinic altogether. Today he says that when they get into power, they will keep the Red Clinic. So what is it that we must believe? On the Yes We Can program, they call these people lazy people and greedy people. But yet still they're saying they will maintain the Yes We Can program when they get into power. They said to us that the housing revolution only benefiting greedy laborites. Yet still they say they will maintain the housing revolution when they get into power. So I am confused, and I'm sure you are confused. And we cannot afford to have a government that is confused. And that is enough reasons why you should vote and support the Dominica Labour Party. The other issue I would like to raise is the issue of the manifestos. Now they come in the name of change. They want change. But yet still, all the programs that we have as a Labour government, they have the same programs as a UWP government. They said they'll build an abattoir, we have our abattoir. They said they'll build a cocoa plant, we have a coffee plant. They said they will build 3 hospitals when they come in. 1 in Marigot, 1 in the Carib Territory, and 1 in Lennox Linton Nose. 3 hospitals. 1 in Marigot, 1 in Carib Territory, and 1 in Lennox Linton Nose. It can take it. It's big enough. His nose can take a hospital for you. But you saw in St. Joseph, our brand new hospital to be funded by the Chinese government. Now we know where the money for our hospital is coming from. Where does Linton intend to get his hospital from? Who's going to pay for his hospital? Taiwan has never given us nothing in 21 years. Only some pineapple and some pawpaw. And their pawpaw kill all our pawpaw. That is all we get from them. And $1 million every year for the boys and them. So Taiwan has never given us anything in 21 years. Tell me what China has given us in 10 years. So if they never give you more than pineapple, pawpaw, and 1 million, how are they going to give you a big hospital for over 200 million, ladies and gentlemen? And I make this point to say that if your program and our program is this and many other things, they say they'll buy a boat, or we say we'll buy a boat. They say they will have social programs from the cradle to the grave. We have social programs too. So what is the change that is being offered to you, the people of Plaine and the people of Dominica? And thirdly, we need to be careful that if we have a problem with the government, we cannot curse our country. You cannot go overseas and say that Dominica is the poorest country in the Caribbean. You cannot go overseas and say Dominica is the dirtiest country in the Caribbean. You cannot go overseas and say that the young people of Plaine, Dalis, and Bwetika, all they're asking you for is guns to kill Haitian, Chinese, and anybody else. Because it means that people will be afraid to come to Dominica. So curse labor, curse carrot, but you cannot curse the country. Nor can you curse the young ladies of this country and call them prostitutes overseas, ladies and gentlemen. And when Lennox was not satisfied, he spelled the word prostitute. But I want you to ask him, the girl he had in Las Vegas, where was she from? Who was she? And what was she, ladies and gentlemen? So as all Dominican women are prostitutes, you despise them. Yet still you're in Las Vegas with your hands around somebody that nobody cannot identify. And that shows the abuse that Lennox have for women of this country. You heard what he did to Keisha Nicholas, ladies and gentlemen, a young news editor from Dominica. You heard what he did to the lady at DCP, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sure you heard what he did to his wife. When the Clinton smuggling the crabs out of Dominica, and they make him go and throw the crabs because it was illegal. He said he don't know nothing about crab. It's his wife that put the crab in his suitcase. Now, any male animal, any male person, your right and your duty is to protect your family, is to protect your children, and to protect your wife. And to give the police reasons to arrest your wife, to save yourself, is a sign of weakness and a sign of abuse of the women of this country. And these are some of the reasons why we should not consider making Lennox Linton the Prime Minister. And for many other reasons, ladies and gentlemen, for many other reasons, which I don't have time to discuss with you here tonight. But I want to say that you have been a very good audience. You have been well behaved. And I love your support for Peter Sergio. And I promise I was never going to sing again during the course of this election campaign. But it broke my heart when a 5-year-old child just met me and she said, Mr. Austri, sing the song for me. But tonight is a bad night because you can hear the voice going. I cannot make it. Maybe the first verse. And it goes like this. So when Lekes Lennox with the crab now, he called in the girl in Las Vegas. And hear him. They found crabs in my suitcase. They're lovey, they're lovey. They find crabs in my suitcase, but crabs without legs. Well, crab back that leg. So here the girl now. So how did it get there, dear Lenny, dear Lenny? How did it get there? Who put it there? And here Lennox now. It's my wife Shirley that do that. Dear lovey, dear lovey. It's my wife Shirley that do that. Shirley, my wife. And here lovey now. So what did you do her, dear Lenny, dear Lenny? What did you do her, dear Lenny, do her? And then, well, I budupa as usual, dear lovey, dear lovey. I budupa, dear lovey. I budupa real bad. Labour! Labour! Good night. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
For we want the best for Dominica. 5 more years.
Thank you, Brother Reginald Austri. Just to remind you that tomorrow night from 6 o'clock we are all headed to the Windsor Park Sports Stadium to rally with Alvin Bernard and of course to enjoy a free concert with Jamaican superstar Morgan Heritage. Make sure you are there tomorrow for that. Don't miss it. And of course, the mother of all motorcades, we invite you here in the Plaine constituency to join with the Granford constituency as we all motorcade to Castle Bruce on Sunday. On Sunday, we all gather at the Castle Bruce playing field. And those of you who are here from Grand Bay and Pilit Savan, make sure you organize with your parliamentary representative. We gather at the Newtown Savannah. At the Newtown Savannah, from 11 o'clock, the motorcade is expected to leave the Newtown Savannah and traverse throughout the west coast of Dominica, the E.O. Libla Highway, and from Portsmouth, it will get into Dodan, all the way into Calibishi, through the Carib territory, and onto Castle Bruce. So make sure that you are part of that. Make sure that you come for the last moments of the campaign, and that on Monday, the 8th of December, we will all get to the polls and re-elect the Dominica Labour Party. Brothers and sisters, we bring to the podium the man who will remain Prime Minister on the 8th of December, the political leader of the Dominica Labour Party, Prime Minister Roosevelt.
When the lightning thunder, sun or rain, put the labor again.
Hello to you, my dear people of La Plaine, Boetica, and Delis. Let me greet my friend, my brother and colleague, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean and his wife, and to my other colleagues who are here tonight in solidarity with Peter Saint-Jean. Let me also greet my friend and comrade, Peter David, Senator Peter David of Grenada. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been in the East for the last few days. And I can tell you in La Plaine that the Labour Party and Ivor Stevenson shall be returned to office on December 8th. I can tell you I have been in Cassie Bruce. I can say to you that Johnson Drago will win his seat on December 8th. And I have been in the Kanalago territory, the Saliba constituency, and I can tell you that Cassius Darrow will win his seat on December 8th, ladies and gentlemen. And I have been to Delis and La Plaine and this constituency, and I am satisfied that Peter Saint-Jean shall be returned to office come December 8th. So Labour Party is sweeping the East again come December 8th, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you that the Labour Party is not only winning on December 8th, but we shall win a landslide, because the people of Dominica are saying that they're going all the way with Labour. Labour is the only party with the plans and programs to advance Dominica's development. Ladies and gentlemen, as I've been saying to you in this campaign, that the December 8th election is the most important election in the history of Dominica. That election will determine whether Dominica moves forward or Dominica goes backward with the Workers' Party. You have seen what we have done in this country in a short period of time under trying and difficult circumstances. Our commitment in the next 5 years is to continue with that effort to improve the lives of the people of Dominica. Peter Saint-Jean has done a remarkable job in this constituency. When Peter Saint-Jean became the Member of Parliament in 2009, every single road in La Plaine was in a difficult state. Delis was in a terrible state. Boetica was in a terrible state. No water, no roads, no schools for our children, no spaces at secondary schools for our children. And under Peter Saint-Jean as a PAL rep, much have been achieved here in this constituency. And I give you the assurances that when Peter is returned to office and returned to the cabinet of Dominica, we shall continue the work of advancing the development of this constituency. Because I find it strange, ladies and gentlemen, that some people here would tell me that they know Ron Green very well to be one of the laziest men in politics in Dominica. And that they still would want to vote for Ron Green. Anybody who is voting for Ron Green doesn't love himself or his children of Dominica. Because they know they can get nothing out of Ron Green as a Member of Parliament. Ron Green has been Member of Parliament since 1995. And what really has he done here in this constituency? Nothing at all, waiting for the month end to come to get a salary. That's all. But with Peter Saint-Jean, he has delivered to you, the people of his constituency. So I'm calling on you, ladies and gentlemen, all of you who are here and listen to me, that we need to go out early on Monday the 8th and take our time and put our X next to the shoe, next for progress, next progress for your children and for the country. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that this Labour Party has made a good case for re-election. We're the only party, ladies and gentlemen, that have been telling you how we intend to do things and with the resources. We told you of our need to build a $200 million hospital, which will be financed by the Chinese. Lennox Lawrence told you tonight of this infamous letter
from Lennox Linton to the Taiwanese. These guys do not care about people. All they're concerned about themselves. That is what the Workers' Party has been all about and will be all about. You saw when they came into office in 1995, they were only concerned about themselves and hell with the rest of the people. That is the same Workers' Party, ladies and gentlemen. Notwithstanding, they try to change the name. So here it is. They're prepared to destroy the country because Taiwan has given them a few dollars for the campaign. What is going to profit you as a party to sell the soul of a country for a few dollars? That's not what labor is about, ladies and gentlemen. Labor is about you, the people of Dominica. You, the struggling people of Dominica. You, the working class people of Dominica. And when you compare the achievements of Ron Green as Minister for Education to that of Peter Seja as Minister for Education, it is chalk and cheese. It is under Peter Seja that we built the state-of-the-art college in Roseau. It is under Peter Seja that we introduced the school transportation program for children. It is under Peter Seja that we introduced the school transfer grant for every child who passes the common entrance. When we came into office, only about 44% of all primary school graduates in this constituency had access to secondary school. Ron Green sat in cabinet as Minister for Education and did nothing to ensure that the poor people's children of Dalis and Boetica and Plaine had access to secondary school. He allowed Edison James to deny you, the young people of this constituency, access to secondary education. It took Peter Seja and the Labour Party to create spaces for you at the grammar school, the SMA and the convent to allow your children to have access to secondary school. Where today every single child in this constituency in Dominica has a space at a secondary school. And you recall, Ron Green sat in cabinet as Minister for Education and your pal rep in 1995-2000, driving to town every day, seeing the poor people's children, the average farmers of Daly's children, on the side of the road in Roseau, on the side of the road down by this Tarish Pit. He would pass, drive with his children on his vehicle, taking them to school, but your children had to stay on the roadside, get to school late, and get back home at 6 and 7 o'clock at night. He was not bothered to do something to help you, the parents, to get your children to school. It was Peter Seja and the Labour Party that caused your children now to have transportation to go to school with no cost to you, the parents. No cost to you, the parents. When Ron Green was Minister for Education, if you had 2 or 3 people from this constituency attending the college, we had plenty. But under Peter Seja, we have dozens of young people going to the state college. Dozens every year. And we are paying the tuition fees for most of them, if not all of them. That is what Peter Seja has been doing for you here in this constituency. And I am very confident and gratified to know tonight that you will re-elect Peter Seja to the cabinet and the parliament of Dominica for another 5 years. So ladies and gentlemen, my message to you here is simple. A vote for Labour is a vote for continued progress. A vote for Labour is a secure future for your children. A vote for Labour is for continued progress for this country. So let us take our vote very seriously. And as Nurse Charles said, we should not be bothered now about what we did not get, what we asked for that we didn't get, ladies and gentlemen. The country benefited from Labour. And therefore everybody in this country benefited because Dominica benefited. So let's understand this, that this vote is important to us as a country. The world is watching us, ladies and gentlemen, to see what we'll decide on December 8th. Whether we're going to keep this progressive government in office or to put a bunch of lazy, incompetent people to run this country. So let us go home, ladies, tonight. And let's continue to spread the word that Labour is the continued answer to Dominica's progress and prosperity. Let us understand. I was in Trafalgar tonight before I came here, ladies and gentlemen, and I can tell you the Rosa Valley, Rosa South, Rosa Central, and Rosa North are coming again with the Dominica Labour Party. So when you see this nonsense that the Workers' Party are saying that they'll win 16 seats, including Petit Savan, ladies and gentlemen, including Petit Savan, I mean, you must laugh. You must laugh that, ladies and gentlemen, because it's nonsense they're talking, and they know they're talking nonsense. And I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that come December 8th, the Dominica Labour Party is going to win a landslide in Dominica. A landslide in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. A landslide. So, when you see this thing, ladies and gentlemen, I know all of us simply laugh. Then if they're taking Petit 7 and take Grand Bay Tuna, take Vegas too, take Portsmouth, take Peebush, take everything. But I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I have traversed the length and breadth of Dominica in speaking to people, ladies and gentlemen, hearing you and listening to you, and I'm satisfied that you will make the right decision on December 8th. I want to welcome all of you Dominicans who are here back home to vote for the Dominica Labour Party. And when they talk about you coming back home to vote, ladies and gentlemen, I know you. I saw some of you in the crowd tonight. You have homes here in Dominica. You have monies in the bank in Dominica. You have investments here in Dominica. Thompson Fountain doesn't have a home. He has no land. He has no money in the bank, but he's a candidate and voting. Unica Anthony, the candidate of the Workers' Party in Peebush, took leave from work. She didn't resign her job in Antigua. She took leave from work, living in Antigua for the last 2 years, and coming to run the seat to leave on Monday afternoon because we're going to bust a tail in Peebush, ladies and gentlemen. And when you see people are prepared to destroy the country just to win an election, ladies and gentlemen, that is even more reason for us to take this election seriously. Why would you want to burn down the airport? Why would you want to burn down the airport? I mean, this is the party that wants to be in government on Monday night. When you burn down the airport, what happens to the country? What happens to you, the families here in Dominica, in Plaine, Dalis and Boetica? How is the country going to survive without an airport? They're only bent on violence, ladies and gentlemen. But let us remain calm. Let us remain peaceful, because we are on a mission to vote the Dominica Labour Party on Monday, the 8th December 2014. So we are not going to respond with violence. We're not going to respond with violence, because I am the only leader of any political party in Dominica who preaches peace, who preaches calm, who preaches love, ladies and gentlemen, who preaches unity. Anytime you hear Lennox Linton and the Workers' Party speak, it's about cursing people, about violence, burning this and burning that. Nowhere in the Caribbean you have a kind of leader like Lennox Linton. Nowhere. There are people who oppose, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing wrong in opposing. But let us banter man to man on political platform and let the best party win. But when you want to destroy the country and destroy the way of life of every single Dominican, what happens? But we have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, to want to lead a people, you must first love the people. And Lennox Linton loves no one but himself, ladies and gentlemen. He loves no one but himself. And I've been challenging I've been meeting Workers' Party supporters. I've been meeting them, and I've been asking them a simple question. How many of them have Lennox Linton's number? How many of them know where Lennox Linton lives? How many of them can contact him if they want to talk to him tonight? Not even Ron Green has Lennox Linton's cell phone number. So if you cannot find him and now as a candidate, would you be able to have access to him as Prime Minister? How many people in Plaine, how many Workers' Party supporters in the 4.5 years that Edison James was Prime Minister went to Edison's office and sit down and speak to him? They couldn't meet him. They couldn't meet him, ladies and gentlemen, because these people are not interested in you, the people of Dominica. They're only interested in coming to see what they can take for themselves and for their close associates from the treasury of Dominica. But we are guarding the treasury very closely. And that's why on December 8th, we're going out to vote for the Dominica Labour Party. So I can say to you, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy with what I have seen in the Plaine constituency. I am satisfied that Peter Session has made a case, a very strong case, a very persuasive case for him to be re-elected on December 8th as your PAL rep, ladies and gentlemen, as a minister of government. So I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank all of you who have been out, day in, day out, under the dew, under the rain, supporting your party. I'm saying to you tonight, as your leader, that I will never ever forget you, the people of Dominica. I shall never forget you, the working class people of Dominica. I shall never forget you, the single mothers of Dominica. I will tell you that come the next term, this Labour Party government and myself, we shall work even harder to help improve your lives, to help you, to help your children have a better future in Dominica. That's my commitment to you. That's my commitment to you. I will never forget you for the love and the affection and the support which you have given to me as the leader of the party and the Prime Minister of this country. I shall never forget you. So I want to thank you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night at the stadium. In our thousands, ladies and gentlemen, in our thousands at the stadium. If you think we had a big crowd on the Bayfront on the 5th of November, and if you think we had a big crowd when we had a gospel concert, then wait till you see tomorrow night at the Windsor Park, ladies and gentlemen. We shall pack up this Windsor Park and have the biggest crowd in the history of politics in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. We invite all of you to Roseau at the Windsor Park Stadium tomorrow night. May God bless you. May God bless your families. May God bless our beautiful country, Dominica. Onward to victory, ladies and gentlemen. We are voting Labour. We are voting the shoe. We are voting progress. We are voting for a better Dominica, a more prosperous Dominica, and a more just Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. And the only party that can bring prosperity to you, the people of Dominica, and to Dominica, is the Dominica Labour Party, ladies and gentlemen. The only party that has made a showing in this election campaign. The only party, the plans and the programs, the contacts and the resources to advance Dominica and to help transform this country is the Dominica Labour Party. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. May God bless you. I love you very much. Onward to victory on December 8th. Victory is yours, the people of Dominica. Victory is yours, the children of Dominica. Because the Dominica Labour Party will be back in office with a landslide on December 8th. Thank you, and may God bless you. May God bless you.
Minister Skerritt, and of course we know that on the 8th, on the night of the 8th, Prime Minister Skerritt will remain the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Nothing can touch that, nothing can change that. That is how it's gonna be. Just to tell you, Honorable Peter Session wants to inform you that tomorrow from 2 p.m., there will be a massive joint motorcade organized by the Plaine and Grand Fort constituencies. It begins from Delis and moves on to Grand Fort. So tomorrow from 2 p.m., you're getting down to Delis. There'll be a massive red motorcade from Delis to Grand Fort. You gotta be a part of that. Getting ready for the Grand Motorcade on Sunday from 2 p.m. from Delis to Grand Fort. You gotta be a part of the massive Labour Party motorcade. Make sure you are there for that. Just to remind you again, tomorrow, as the Prime Minister told you, we're gonna have the biggest political crowd at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. We begin from 6 o'clock. Make sure you get there tomorrow night. And of course on Sunday, we have the massive Labour Party motorcade. Ensure that you are counted in Castle Bruce on Sunday. And then on Monday, we know what we're doing. All of us, we get into the polls very early, and you put your X by the shoe. Nice little X to make sure that we keep Skerrit inside and we keep Labour Party inside. Thank you for coming out tonight. We have some small entertainment for you. So we're going to welcome on stage in just a moment your very own from Whitaker, Logos! Good night and God bless.
Labor youth on a mission. Ready, yeah. Soldiers of the party, the red hot scary Tommy. Ready, oh yeah. North and south filling the wind of the red labor army team. Our presence is surely known. Dedication and what's so. Labor can't survive, you already know. Labor can't survive.
Just to let us know, especially those listening on Kyrie FM, that the motorcade for the rest of the country begins at 11 o'clock. It begins at 11 o'clock from the Newtown Savannah, and it traverses the west coast throughout the north, right across to the northeast, and coming all the way down to Castle Bruce. So if you have to make it in the motorcade, as we move along, the various vehicles, the transports, the buses, the cars will join us as we move along the west coast and throughout the north. So make sure that you are part of the massive motorcade. For you here in Plaine and Grand Fort, I am sure that you will motorcade together to get to Castle Bruce. So 11 o'clock is our date on Monday, on Sunday. 11 o'clock, we leave the Newtown Savannah and we head to Castle Bruce throughout the east and the northeast. Thank you.
Let me see your hands forward. The Labour power. Plaine. Let me go. Hey, no green zone, 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 no